Oh, hello everyone and welcome. One moment please while I fix the video because Factorio was updated. There we go. Hello and welcome to Laurence Plays, and I'm back again. Yes, after last week's rather busy week in real world, me being off in the theatre for the whole time, I'm now back and ready to start streaming again. So that means it's time for some space exploration. Oh yes, it does. So what was I doing 2 weeks ago? That's the big question. And the answer is I was getting the naquium processing and flying back and forth thing working. So I've got this spaceship here that flies out to the realm of shadows, which is my deep space asteroid field. It'll unload the sulfur and iron over there, load up with naquium, and fly it all back to Norvis orbit, where it then gets. Let's have a look at that. Back to Norvis orbit, where it gets unloaded here into these warehouses, and then unloaded and then move from there into another spaceship that takes it down onto Tulip, where it gets dumped down round here and processed into the actual naquium metals here. So that's working. It's not working particularly quickly, but it is working. So we now have a station just down here with, how much has it got now? 884 naquium in it. So yeah, not a great deal, but it's a good start. Right, so now we've got that sorted. What's going on here? Why is this? Why is this train sitting here? Oh, okay. It's trying to pick up some blue cloud, some ion stream, which isn't going to happen because this is a drop-off station. So let's reprogram that. There's no signal for a providing threshold. So let's put in about 10 million on there. So that shouldn't happen again now. So hopefully we'll be all right. Right, that's slightly unfortunate. So while I've been away, I've been having a bit of a think about how I want to do things. One of the big things that needs changing is out here on Realm of Shadows. I've decided there've been enough people have said it, and to be honest, I think they're all you're all 100% right. I need to come out here to Realm of Shadows and have some sort of system running that will power this when there's no spaceship here. Because as it is, the spaceship turns up, and then the spaceship powers the facility, which is fine, it works, but it takes a very, very long time for it to actually pull enough of the ore up for it to fly out again. And given that I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to put more spaceships in there, so I've got 2 of them or 3 of them or 4 of them flying backwards and forwards in order to increase the production speed. I'm going to need to have this area running and digging when there isn't actually a spaceship parked here. So there have been a few possibilities suggested. The first one that I sort of started off trying was to have a system set up here where it brings it with another one of the beam receivers. So park it down here somewhere. Have that, heat that up, and then use that to boil water, produce power as you do. The problem is you only get something like 1% of the power coming through from a beaming thing here because it's so far away. If we look at the universe, not the Universe Explorer, if we look at the star map, Realm of Shadows is all the way over here. Sun is down here. So if I try and fire a beam over this ridiculous distance, it loses nearly all of its power on the way over. So that's not really practical. That's not going to work particularly well. So what I'm thinking of doing instead, plan B that was also suggested in one of the video comments, I think, was to build up a normal nuclear facility here using one of the new turbines that reclaims most of the water, and ship out fuel, nuclear fuel, is as I'm doing to various other, or in order to keep it running. Now that's also quite a nice idea, except that it's another sort of bit of logistics that's required in order to take the fuel out and bring the spent fuel cells back again. And so I want to avoid doing that as well. So I don't want to do either of those things because they've both got fairly obvious downsides. So what I'm thinking of doing is going in and editing the spaceship, which is, well, goodness, is it this? No, editing the spaceship anyway, to put this one, to put an extra gap in here with the pipe connected to it, and then pull some hot steam out of the ship when it's parked there, in order to get that out and power the side. So I need to wait for this ship to get back to Norvis orbit so I can do that. So at the moment I'm waiting for it to get out to Realm of Shadows, which is going to be another 6 minutes. Then it needs to stock up with all the naquitite it's bringing back. Then it needs to fly back, which will be another 20 minutes or so, and then I can start messing with it. So yeah, it's going to be about half an hour before I actually get to start doing that. So in the meantime, fortunately, I have various other ideas and other things that I need to play with. Some of which are in this area, some of which are a bit further away. So there's, yeah, lots to think about. So let's see. One of the most obvious things is that this Roboport here is supposed to be taking the boosters. It's supposed to be taking the probe rockets and probes out of this chest and putting them into the spaceship. It's not doing that because it doesn't have any bots. So let's give it some logistics bots. There we go. Will the tanks of high temperature steam actually go that far? It's a good question. I think so, but I'm not absolutely certain. So I think I'll give it a try. If it doesn't work, I can put more tanks out there. If it gets to the point where it's clearly not working, then I can come up with a plan D. But I like this plan more than I like the other one, so I think it's worth giving it a shot. It also isn't going to require a massive warm-up time like some of the other plans, like the having a beam receiver plan a thing there is get wood. So I think it's one that's worth having a shot at. So I need to do that. Deep space probes, I need to get those running. And I've also realised that out here, I managed to mess up down here, and the electrical connections aren't all linked up, I think. There was some... oh, no, it's the pipes. The pipes aren't. The pipes are not caught. Maybe they are. I thought there was a problem here, and so some of them... Oh, down here, yes, these ones aren't. And these ones aren't as well, either. So that should go there. We need another one of those there. One of those there, and then some of this there. So next time I go out, I'll be able to do all of that and get all of this running properly. Oh, and across there as well. And there. So I didn't do a very good job at all of linking all of this up. I did some bits of it, but definitely not all of it. So yes, when I go out here to get the set up the heat system, then I'll go. Oh yeah, so that one will be okay. These ones over here will not, however. But that does mean, actually, I suppose that means I don't need those pipes because it will flow through and flow down that way. And I guess that means I don't need some of these as well. But I think I'll leave that as it is because it's there, it's set up, and it's working. Oh, actually that means I won't need those once it's fixed properly because it'll flow up into here, and round here. So actually, all I need is this bit here and this bit down here. That's not so bad, but it does mean that basically most of it isn't working. It will just have been, actually, a reasonable chunk of it. In fact, that also means I don't need to do this bit. Because that will link up to there and then down into these ones. So it's just the ones down at the bottom here that won't be working. That's not so bad, but still, I want to go out and fix that anyway. Especially as I'm going to be going out there anyway. Okay, so yeah, so that's all stuff I need to go out there for, which is quite a long way off because I'm waiting for all of the spaceship stuff to finish. One of the other things that's been pointed out to me, or I've been made aware of, is you can actually use your beam transmitters, like the ones I've got out here. These can be used in order to power spaceships. Apparently, if you fire it at a spaceship that's parked somewhere, it'll turn off automatically when the spaceship goes, and then turn back on again when another spaceship, or when the same spaceship or another spaceship parks back there. So, given that I'm going to start using quite a lot of the heat that's stored in my spaceships for powering all the stuff out in Realm of Shadows, it's going to be very, very useful to have this this automatically heating them back up again when they get back. So that's a couple of the things on the list. The next thing is all of these warnings that are popping up here. I need to have a bit of a think about. And the biggest one of these is, I believe, I have a serious glass problem. Let's check. Yes, so there is no glass coming up here, and I believe that's a problem with what's going down on Norvis. And I think I fiddled with things and broke it, and then didn't fix it to get it working again. So we've got metals and things, yada yada yada. We've got all these rockets here taking things up into space. But what are you doing? Are you taking anything? This one seems to be set to okay, we've got two set to stone here. I think this one is meant to be doing glass. So I want you to go to any landing pad with the name Glass Drop, probably. And this one is the glass. Oh no, this is Glass Drops. So is there a Glass Drop Norvis orbit? Glass from Norvis. Maybe that's a good place to go. Let's check what it's called. Yes, the glass is broken, Frederick. Quite right. Okay, what's the one up here called? Just over here. Nobody wants broken glass. You are called Glass from Norvis. Right, okay. So that is correct. We just need the glass to be coming from Norvis in order to get it up there. So let's sort that out. Let's see if we can do that remotely. So this is set to send to Glass from Norvis. I wonder where the other one is. I don't know how you'd find that. These presumably are all set to, yeah, only load when the rocket is equal to 1. The rocket is equal to 1, we've got one there, so that's good. Then we just need to set all of this stuff over here to do glass-based things. Including you. You, yes, and you. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay. And then, oh, we need one of these, which we don't have for some reason. Alright, let's put that in there. The bots will bring that over eventually. In fact, let's not put it there. Let's be the same as this one, just for sort of symmetry and pleasingness in general. And then we'll program this. So this is a bit inefficient, but I need the glass to all be accumulated together in one place, and then be shipped back out again in a sort of hub and spoke system like American Airlines use. Because if I try and have places launching glass from ground to just anywhere that needs it, Norvis both needs and produces glass. So I want Norvis to be so on Norvis we'll accept glass coming in to here from places like Myokin or Kothar, or places where stone and therefore sand into glass is produced as a byproduct. And we'll use that glass for things like making the circuit board substrates and for making low density structures and so on and so on. But there's my combinator. Glass minus 20,000. But we also produce glass here because there's an enormous quantity of stone being brought in by the by the core mining system, and going into these warehouses along here that needs to be used up before it becomes too much. So I need to do both, bring glass in, I need to supply and demand glass here, which makes things a bit more difficult. Right, oh, I didn't mean to press N. What I want to do here is I want to then go in and put in the cable like that. We'll now summon glass, assuming we can. Well, we always can, because we've got the big vulcanite cooking facility down here that is cooking glass from stone as a sort of as a stone sink, something to use up all of the excess stone that's being brought in, and hopefully that'll be enough to keep everything running. Um, the risk here, it's a bit of a balancing act. Unfortunately, we're trying to keep the right amount of stone being used and produced, and we do have stone mines on Norvis, like at least we did originally. I don't know if we've used them all up by this point. It's quite. Oh, here's one like this one that will dig up all of the stone that we could possibly require, and act as a sort of as an overflow for it. Whereas this one, where it's coming in from the core mining, is sort of is a higher demand one. We want to use this up first. We want to use all of these up first before we dig any more up. But as you may notice, there seems to be a bit of a shortage of it. So I think I'm going to need to go off and try and acquire more stone and core fragments from somewhere. So that's another thing I need to do. So the question is, which of these are we shortest of? We've got 17,000 iron. Actually, this isn't the right way to look at it because they're being produced at about the same rate. Let's have a look at the production thing and see which is in highest demand. Let's look for ore over the last. Let's look over the last hour because that'll give me a reasonable idea. So we're using copper up faster than we're using iron. Sorry, we're using copper up faster than we're using iron. So I think what I should do is go off to a copper planet and start digging up some copper core fragments and shipping them back here and dealing with them. So maybe that's a thing I should do. I can do first while I'm waiting for the spaceship to come back. Hey, Sopkal, that'll do as a pronunciation, I hope. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Incidentally, as I think I mentioned in the video description, I'm currently trying to sort of boost Twitch over YouTube a bit and trying to get people moving, trying to get more viewers on there. So if you've got both and you're watching on YouTube, I would appreciate it if you could watch on Twitch instead, because as I say, trying to improve my standing a little bit on that platform rather than this one. Thank you. Right, so let's see. That's hopefully sorted out the glass problem. Now I want to do a couple of things. I also want to go out to Tulip and get that switched over to using beam-based power instead of the nuclear power that we've got running down here. That should be fairly easy to do. And it'll mean I can stop importing uranium into this delivery cannon chest, which will mean much more. Sorry, it'll mean I'll be using a bit less uranium, and I can just rip all this up and do more useful things with it elsewhere. I think I'm going to do that first. Oh, hi Anton. Welcome. I'm afraid I will not remember your alternative name, but but thanks for joining me over here instead. I do appreciate it. If I rip this up, because these fuel cells are very useful on in space for I think research purposes, although I forget exactly what they're good for. So if I can stop this and just pull all of this stuff up, then that'll make things a bit better, a bit cleaner, a bit happier. So let's do that first. So for that, I'm going to need to press the right buttons. I'm going to need not need that or that or that or that. In fact, I can get rid of these emitters again. I don't. No, it's a receiver. I want that. I want a receiver. I don't want any of this. Don't know why I've got that in my inventory in the first place. Obviously, because I've been going around building and demolishing things. Right, so we'll get rid of that. I don't need the mining drills at the moment. Let's get rid of that as well. Don't need furnaces. I don't need pulverizers. I don't need assembly machine. I just always end up with so much junk in my inventory. It's ridiculous. Right, okay, so we need the receiver, we need a high temperature heat exchanger, we need a high temperature turbine generator, and as I've learned, we also need 3 of the Tulip's got loads of water. Hell, let's just use condensing turbines anyway, because that way it's just using the same thing everywhere. Easier that way. Ooh, what's getting destroyed? Oh, Ratfink. Okay, I thought I got the impression from somewhere, I don't know where, that that deep space didn't suffer from asteroid attacks or meteor attacks. Probably because I didn't see any when I was looking around. See, there aren't any rocks just lying around. There aren't any meteors that have landed here, but apparently they do still happen. On the plus side, this has brought to my attention the fact that this ship has arrived. It's now powering the base, as the outpost, as I said, and fueling and getting everything running. So yes, I need to build a thing like this on Tulip in order to power it. Oh, that's problematic. I also need a yellow chest here for that reasons, which is a bit silly. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about that till I go out there. Anyway, right. So I've now got the bits and pieces. I've got an offshore pump, although I probably don't need that. Got the receiver. I've got the heat exchanger. I've got the turbine generator. I've got a load of pipes. There are tanks out there already. Yeah, let's go out. Let's go off to Tulip and get the heat receiver system set up there. I don't need any heat pipes because it's pulling in. I don't need any heat pipes, so I can just butt the two things directly up to each other, so that's fine. Let's go to Tulip. Tulip. Go. Right, so fly over there. This ship can be solar powered because it's just inside the solar, what's the name? Inside the solar system. That's the word I'm looking for. Hey Leopard, yes, I think that would make a lot of sense actually if it's based on the closeness to the star. So probably means I need to go out there with at least a few of the meteor defense guns and a pile of the ammunition for it, which is a bit of a shame because I was hoping to avoid that as a sort of an extra bit of unnecessary infrastructure. But I guess we'll see. Or rather, I guess having just had a chunk of it blown up, I do need it. So yeah, I guess I'll have to. Hey Kodiak, welcome. So is it based on the distance to the star or the distance to the solar system? Because I'm trying to think of sort of real life and whether you would get more closer to the star or not, and I'm honestly not sure. Because you get we've got the asteroid belts, but they are in theory probably not. They don't really relate to meteor strikes. Meteors would be from elsewhere because there's nothing to perturb the rocks out of the asteroid belts. You do know. Answers on a postcard. Or rather, answers in the comments section. Okay, how long does it take to get to Tulip? It's not all that far, is it? About a minute. Okay. Oh yeah, asteroid fields should feel like they should have lots, yes. Although again, asteroid fields are relatively stable. And the sort of asteroid fields you see in a Star Wars film where you're sort of dodging in and out of rocks are incredibly unrealistic. Real asteroid fields are very, very sparse. This sort of asteroid field that you see here in the game with all of these rocks drifting past, also very, very unrealistic. They would be much more widely spaced. Exactly, yes, with the I wanted to try and remember the actual name of the worm, but I've not been enough of a Star Wars nerd for a very, very long time, so I can't remember details like that anymore. But yes, that's the one. And I was more thinking of when they're sort of flying through it, like in one of the prequel films. There's a bit where Obi-Wan is being chased by Jango Fett in Slave One, and they're sort of dodging in and out of dodging around asteroids and firing things to blow them up. Oh, thank you. I don't think I even knew that when I was a Star Wars nerd, so I don't feel too bad about not getting that one. Okay, I'm not messing with this part of the base for once, so let's just drag this all the way down here. That's true. They would move much. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, they'd obviously be moving faster because they'd be at the sort of the dropping part of the orbit. And yes, it certainly makes sense that they would be they'd be denser there because there's a the cube law factor essentially. Right, so I've got this down here already, so I'm just going to put the receiver down here. It doesn't because Factorio doesn't care about power throughput in cables. It doesn't actually matter exactly where I put it. Oh, that goes like that. But there's a water supply set up down here already, so I might as well make use of it. So we need that. Then we need the turbine generator. It would have made more sense if I put that somewhere sensible, wouldn't it? Alright, let's move that. But let's start this again, because that's a stupid place to put it. How do these things? They do fit together in a straight line. So if we put the receiver here, go magic bots, and then the heat exchanger can go here like that. Arsenic maypole. What? That sounds like a particularly vicious type of tree. Then we'll put the heat exchanger in here. It takes in like that. Then over here we have the hot. Presumably that's hot steam coming in. Is this then hot? I can't remember the. Yeah, this must be the hot steam coming out, and this is water coming out. Yeah, because there's a steam icon there. Right. So we then put in condenser turbine. Can I do it like this? Presumably not. Oh wait, is there room for a pipe in the middle of that? No. Okay, so I'll need to pick those back up again. My condenser turbines can go like that. Yeah, it was just there's so many arrows on the bottom, and there's a steam cloud icon here that suggests this is an innie-outie. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but no matter. There we go. And then that's a water out as well, so feed that across there. And that's a water in. So we do that. I'm going to eventually need to do this on my spaceships as well, so it'll be a little bit of extra space taken up because, as I've discussed in previous episodes, we've got a little bit of a problem there. I'm also going to need some tanks. Those can carry on running off the tanks, I'm sure. I'll just pull these up. No need to have these now anymore. I'm probably going to regret doing that, because everything is probably going to fail and die and break, but I'm being brave or possibly stupid. So, do that. Pipe across here. Pipe up here. Corner. Essentially a corner. Power comes over like that. Actually, let's just use these. I've got a load of them. Bonk. Bonk. And then link this into the general system around here. And let's not link it to the spaceship for now because that'll just confuse me. Typical. There we go. Okay, it does just reach. That's reasonably satisfying. Okay, so this is now filling up the... I didn't put any tanks in because I'm a muppet. I've got a lot of tanks. Right, and I need to put in... Actually, I need to put in a pump here to stop that filling up completely because that causes problems. Let's put a pump in there. And we can wire it up like this. Bomb, 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 bomb. Yep, that has got all of them. And so that's going to be 100,000 maximum. So I'm going to say if water is less than 50,000 to leave plenty of room, because I don't need any storage here. This is just a buffer really. Then you can pump. So put that there. Now it looks like it's going. Right, that's now working. I need to nip over to Calidus orbit and tell my spare one. That's this one. Oh no, that's what? So that's shooting Myokin. That one's doing Norvis. That one's doing Norvis orbit and toasting the ship. That's okay. So this one actually wants to be doing Tulip. And that here. And then I need to say, make it so. Let's also use this one on Tulip, because I want to heat it up nice and quickly, because I've unplugged everything, which is probably stupid. There we go. So we've got, like, I say loads of heat going in there. It doesn't actually seem to be that much, but it's at least, yeah, we're heating that up as quickly as we reasonably can now. So I'll leave Norvis and Myokin alone, but we're using both of these to heat up Tulip. Right. Yeah, I don't know why there's quite so many arrows on all of these things. It feels... I mean, I guess it's saying, yes, everything flows through in this direction, or everything flows through in this direction. But it's kind of unhelpful. And yes, it needs heating up. My hope was this would heat up really, really quickly because I've put so many different things onto it, and I'm not going to run out. No, I've got loads of steam. This is going to be okay. I haven't done a stupid for once, and all my accumulators are all completely full as well. So that's good. I will hang around here for a few minutes while I wait for this to get properly up to temperature before I rip up all of this though. Although I suppose actually I can come in and yeah, these are going to have stopped by now, aren't they? Yes, these have completely stopped. So actually, what I should do is claim all of these um, things. What was I'm calling power cells. I could start demolishing all of this stuff as well. Now, the problem is I don't really want the local bots to do this because it'll just end up with a load of stuff in storage chests around here that I don't really want. So let's do that. Demolish all of this. Debug collision box collision. Oh, debug collision. Oh, collision rectangles is on. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, most things in Factorio in Factorio in modded Factorio are made up of various separate things that are working together to be what is required. So this, for example, is probably some sort of steam sink, an infinite power source, and a water source and a steam source, all baked into a single unit, which might explain why there's excessive numbers of arrows drawn all over them. That's a good point. Down here, let's claim all of the fuel cells. Of these, oh, yeah, these have turned off. They are still full of steam though. I think I'm just not, unless I've, no, I haven't cut power because all the radars are still on. It's just that the base isn't doing very much at the moment. I should put a radar up here as well before I go. More, nom 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 nom. I mean, I could get the bots to pick all this stuff up for me, but I know from experience getting bots to pick up individual things that are lying on the floor is a very, very slow and frustrating process. So it's often easier just to run along a belt and grab it all yourself, and then get the bots to remove the things they're good at, sort of the individual items. It's like when you try and empty a load of turrets with robots. It's just slow and frustrating. I think I've cut this off from the rest of the world. There we go. Alright, let's get this first. Yeah, we do seem to still have plenty of power up there. So I don't think it. Oh, I have actually broken. Oh, it's all running off this bank of stuff. Okay, let's go and fix that. Like so. There we go. There we go. Now it can all run off all of it. At least until I get the other bit up and running when I will stop caring. Oh, and down here. How are we doing for HOTS? 1,000. Okay, so it's 20% of the way there. That's not doing too badly. I think we'll probably be all right, especially as I say that this the base isn't using all that much power at the moment because none of the things that have particularly high demand on it are currently here, apparently, which is a bit odd. It should be doing naquium most of the time, but I guess there just aren't enough ships going backwards and forwards for that at the moment. I need to put in some more of those. Oh, the ship is here at the moment though, and sitting there like a lemon. Oh no, I take that back. It's not too lemony. It's waiting for the naquium to be processed. That's fair enough. I'm okay with that. Even if it is taking a long time for it to all trickle through. Oh well, never mind. Actually, why is it slower than expected? We've got all of these. These are not running because they're. Oh! there's a water excess up here. That's problematic. We're not using as much in the washing process as we're producing in the... Oh, no, it's worse than that. It's dumber than that, rather. I've just not linked it up properly, I think. This isn't full. This is full. So somewhere along here, it's broken. Ah, here's the problem. Right, this is tricky. So here, they're supposed to be sort of in pairs like this. So it'll feed two of them, and then there's room for the inserters in the middle. This should be a pair like that, and then this should be a water pair like that, and then this like that. I've obviously cobbled this together from other blueprints and not done it, or copied and pasted bits of it here, hither and yon, and it's all just gone a bit wrong. There we go, and then just fill that gap, and that one, and now we should all be okay, and they should all start running. Right, that's going to improve the throughput rate of the naquium processing quite a bit, I think. And that's being held. Well, it's gone up a bit, but that's because it's just flooded. All the water in these is now flooded out, I think. But that should now settle back down to 15,000, because I believe the washing process uses up more water than is generated by the cooking process. I'm slightly surprised that went, although I'm not too bothered, as long as it, because there's quite a bit left here. Anyway, that's fine. It's gone. It's shipping it back and forth. It should always it should always pick up as much as is available before it goes, I think. Although I don't have a timer on it, so you can't do inactivity with spaceships very easily, which is and by very easily I mean I haven't thought of a good way to do it yet, which is a bit of a shame. But Celebi, right? How are we doing? 1700. Oh, since I came down here, you know what I also should have done? I should have brought the better productivity modules down that I've been making to put in those machines that are making the naquium. Damn it. Hey, PG191. My vulcanite, is it? That's quite possible. Yeah, you're right. There doesn't seem to be a lot of vulcanite coming in. Right, that's annoying. So, I might need to set up another vulcanite rocket on Norvis in that case, because what I've got at the moment is vulcanite is being produced on Norvis in relatively in some quantity. We've got the spaceship flying back and forth from Miokin that's bringing it over and dropping it off over here, putting it onto trains, and that doesn't seem to be running fast enough. Actually, looking at this, this then takes the vulcanite off to where it's needed, and by where it's needed, I mean here, where we're making all the metals, and then, but there isn't anything taking the vulcanite from Norvis up to orbit or to Tulip or anything like that. That is all coming from Ganymede, which is blooming miles away. Literally, it's in a literally, it's in a completely different solar system, and it's kind of slow. Although this seems to have stopped. Off you go. I expect. Yes. Right. So for some reason I must have turned this off. I can't think why I'd have done that though. I mean, I must have had a good reason. I would like to think. But yeah, it takes an enormous quantity of fuel for these rockets to go, because they have to fly all the way from another solar system all the way back. And I'm sort of leaving this running because, you know, I just feel like I might as well. I've got all the infrastructure here set up and built up and ready. So why not? Although that said, I do seem to run out of rocket parts, which is annoying. Those are supposed to come from probably Norvis orbit. Over, where is it? Over here. Rocket part drop. Oh, let's just go into Norvis rocket. Goodness sake. Okay. So Norvis, we have a rocket part drop, and then we presumably have a... We should have a rocket this... That's... all my rocket systems are sort of gradually falling apart because I've not been maintaining them properly. Which is... I mean, I've been trying to expand out to use spaceships more. Okay, so let's have a look at Miokin, find out why there isn't a nice steady flow coming from there. Oh, this is... Right, okay, so the spaceship isn't here. Does that just mean I need to put in a second one of these spaceships? I think it probably does. Let's try and find the volcano. What are you doing? You are flying. That's a good thing. You're full of vulcanite. Good. And you're presumably going to Norwich. So what I think I should probably do is forget about the vulcanite that's coming from Ganymede for now. That's just forget about that system completely. Possibly send a rocket out there if I can be bothered, but generally just go, nope, I don't care. And instead just concentrate on having another one of these that works in exactly the same way. So let's take a copy of this, including the tiles. And let's... how's this doing? 2,500, halfway there. Okay, and in Norvis orbit, let's build another spaceship because that's what I do here. And it'll have exactly this, all of exactly the same instructions, and it should just be really, really easy. Can't do it near there. I need to do it somewhere where I've got a bit of roboportishness. Will it fit in here? Probably. It's not a very big spaceship. Yeah, put that there. We can build that there. It's going to take a couple of tries to build it, sure, but that's not a problem. Stop leaving those things all over the place. That's really annoying. Yes, yeah. Always yak shaving. Always yak shaving. Can I pick that up without picking up the tiles? No, I can't. It's annoying that this... There we go. I can. Oh, no, I can't. What was I trying to say? Yes, it's annoying they always put the clamps down first, even though they know even when they aren't actually able to, they still come in and try. Oh, this doesn't have rails on it. I might have done the not having it. Anyway, yes, very much yak shaving. I'm going around finding lots of extra little problems here, and yon, here, there, absolutely everywhere. I need to go in and sort of beat them up until they stop being problems, and I can hopefully then move on and do something a bit more and get on with the things I was actually planning to get on with. So on my list so far, I can cross off glass transport. I don't know if I've actually got enough of it. I'll have to have a look at that. In fact, while I'm here, let's have a quick look and see if we've actually got any glass up here now. Nope, still isn't any. Right, okay. So no, that isn't as solved as I thought it was. I think I'll have a look into that in a moment. This is nearly finished, so I'll be able to put down the other half of the blueprint in a second. There we go. Other half of the blueprint. Plonk. Right. That can now start building. So if we now have another look on Norvis, why is this spaceship not doing spaceship? Oh, because I haven't programmed these. Oh no, that's a... Oh, it's full. Okay, go to glass from Norvis. There we go. Launch on cargo full. And there it goes. Right, so that's going to hopefully solve the glass problem properly now. So that's tick. I can say I've done that now. We'll build a new rocket, fill that one up with glass, we can then launch another one. Great. Things are going okay, I think. How much rocket have we got here now? Okay, there's the rocket. Nope, that's the rocket thing closing again. 73, 75. I don't know why I'm watching this. This isn't going to do anything particularly interesting. So, but what I need to do is have another one of these on the top to do vulcanite, transport vulcanite around. So, let's make a copy of all of this. Probably about that much, I think. That will need to go here, which means I need to put a load of this down as well, a load of landfill down, so I've got somewhere to build on. Let's try and be tidy. There we go. And then I'll need to link the railways up as well, of course, like that and like that. Have I got signals on my blueprint? Have I got signals anywhere? I haven't got signals anywhere. Let's try and fix that as well then. And presumably, no, I've got them on the output. Yeah, they've got them on the output rail routes out. Okay, so the bots should hopefully come across, but yes, they'll build all of that up. That should now, yeah, that should be. I think that should be everything I need. I do need to do that, however, to unlink this so that I can reprogram the chest before it gets put down and orders a load of glass here, which I don't want it to have. The bots apparently don't quite have the range to get up and do what they're supposed to be doing here. Oh, I am going to need to pull this up. Oh no, not yet. Well, I am eventually, so I'll do it now. Yeah, make that wide enough. Yeah, so it's about pretty much as easy as that to make a new rocket launch system here, because I've already got nearly everything set up. It's as easy as that, he says, realizing that he's missed bits. That isn't going to reach, is it? No. There we go. But yeah, basically, it's a case of just dropping another blueprint of the same system in and then carrying on from there. How far have I come in space exploration? I finished all four of the all four tiers of space science. So all of biological, material, astro, and energy. I'm sort of trying to make a start on the next on the deep space sciences now. That's the next challenge as far as I'm concerned, and that's why I'm working quite hard on getting naquium into up to my space station so I can start from there. Speaking of, how's my deep space ship doing? If I can remember the name of the thing. Did I give it a sensible name? Yes, I did. I called it the Naquifier. There we go. Where are you? How far are you away from where you're going? 11 minutes. Okay. Shout at me when I've shout at me in 11 minutes, and I'll go and grab the spaceship. In fact, I probably think about heading back over to Norvis orbit at some point, but this isn't quite up to temperature yet, and I don't really want to leave until it is. This is not being powered. Ooh, let's turn off the launch system on Norvis that's feeding this, because I don't want that to be just lobbing uranium out into space, because I'm kind of short of uranium. Okay, so where are you firing? You're firing at Tulip. Okay, you're firing at Tulip, so don't. You are also firing at Tulip, so don't. Where else are we sending this stuff off to? Norvis orbit. Okay, we don't actually need that up there anymore. I think we're taking this up another way. Yes, we are. We're taking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think we're taking this up another way. I should probably have a look at that. Henkasesui is going to need to be upgraded at some point. That's also going to be Henkasesui. Okay, so at some point I should probably go out to Henkasesui. You can see we're really, really short of uranium here. And I think that's because I've exhausted all of the mines, and then I made loads and loads of these fuel cells and shipped them all off to orbit. So I've basically just used up all of everything, and now I've got no uranium left. So trying to get uranium is fairly high on my wish list. It is being made from the core fragment processing, but not exactly quickly. As you can see, there's one piece of it coming through here. There's another piece there, and another piece actually. Ooh, two quite close together. Yeah, so it's not exactly coming out thick and fast from there. We've got 13,000 of it at the moment, which is not very many. I probably need to go out and find some more uranium patches on Norvis, but I just haven't yet, because I don't know, no good reason, just laziness really. It does go quite a long way, to be fair, so there's a lot of it in the system that hasn't been used up yet. Right. Toasty? 4,000. Okay, getting there. Alright, so that's the glass. Tulip beam power. I'm going to call that done and cross it off my list, just because I like crossing things off my list. Another thing I want to do is go over to Norvis and put lots and lots of productivity modules in all of the oil processing systems around here. So all of these, and maybe expand them out as well, and probably speed module them as well, and maybe add some efficiency modules in too, because I think I'm getting through quite a bit of oil. I'm churning out loads and loads of plastic, and I want that to be a bit more efficient. I've got them in these machines already, although they aren't speed moduled, which is possibly a slight mistake, but yeah, it's running sort of okay-ish. But we are getting through a lot of coal with this process as well. So yeah, we're getting through a lot of raw materials. That's why I'd quite like to go out and put out some more core mining facilities as well. Oh, this is nearly empty. I did pick the nuclear plants up a bit sooner than I should. That was foolish. What's that placing down? Pipes, I think. Okay. Well, worst case, the factory will on this planet will lose power for a little while until this gets up to temperature. It won't be too long because there's a lot of. It's not going to be long till this gets up to temperature, and we've got water in here already, and in here and in here. So we're going to be okay. It's going to start. It's going to start just working TM, all by itself. We're not going to need power to bootstrap it or anything. Oh, we've drained all the accumulators though. Yeah, I definitely pulled all this up for too soon. This is basically dead. Let's pull this up as well, and then I can just go. And I can probably pull all of... No, can't pull that up, actually, come to think of it, because that's bringing in copper as well for something fairly inconsequential. Something minor. Oh, yeah, for the... whatchamacallem it? It's bringing in copper as well for the general supply here, which is being used for meteorite defences. So I don't want to pull that up. I can take that out of there, though. No, I do need the vulcanite. I don't need that, or that, or that, or any of this. This is all very much nuclear related. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Ooh. Oh, it's what's it's requesting. That's fine. Get rid of that and that then, because we don't need that anymore. Pull up all of this. Pull up all of this, and this, and this. Oh, power's back. I think. No, I don't think it is, actually. That must have just been a random... I'm not sure why I suddenly got a burst of radar there, but never mind. Ooh, some coal. I can turn that into plastic. Yeah, I might as well just pull all this stuff up now. I'm getting a lot of trees with this, but never mind, I'll get rid of them somewhere. I don't really have anything that uses up... oh, my inventory's full. Crap. I don't really have anything that uses up wood anymore, because it's just... apart from possibly powering... sorry, I derailed my train of thought there. I don't have anything that uses wood anymore, apart from powering the inserters that keep the turrets running on Norvis. That was my wood sink, and it still is my wood sink. But never mind. I do want the condenser turbines. They're still useful. Don't want wood or coal or stone. Right. Let's finish off pulling all this up. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to reuse any of this, because I've moved on to condenser turbines everywhere now, rather than these old standard generic turbines. But we'll pull it all up anyway, because you never know, I might find a use for it. Nom 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 nom. Too many trees and rocks and things. Actually, it's not the trees aren't so bad. It's the rocks that are bad, because your bots will grab them once and then take forever to pick up all the... They'll fly over and smash them, and then take forever to actually pick up all the bits. I've run out of power in my suit. Blimey. That's a bit of a surprise. One of these RTG generators is apparently not enough to power all of this nonsense I've got going on in my suit. Do these use power? No, but I've been using enough power in my personal roboports that I've drained the battery, and the RTG Mark II isn't producing power fast enough. So what I think I need to do, there's obviously loads and loads of space in this suit, is I need to make another one of these, put it in there. I need to make another 2 or 3 of these batteries, I guess, and just fill it up a bit more so that I can just go in and do crazy things like this with my bots without having problems. But for now, I suppose I might as well just pick some of this up by hand. Ooh, no, there we go. Yeah, it hasn't been a problem until now, so I haven't fixed it, basically. Is that hot? That's hot. Yes, everything is now working, and that's still climbing in temperature nice and quickly. Okay, let's have another look at Calidus orbit and turn this one off, because this is actually supposed to be shooting into Norvis orbit and getting the spaceship there. Let's see if the spaceship has arrived yet. I hope I haven't missed it. That would be embarrassing. Yeah, so about the spaceship that's about here. So how are you doing? How toasty are you? 37, 38. Yeah, that is going up gradually. How is my power? Are these charged? Yeah, okay, the accumulators are actually charging. I don't know why that's flickering like that. What's turning? The meteor defense. No, that was the accumulator charging up. Yeah, so once the accumulators get fully charged, which won't be too long now, then we'll start having plenty of power available, I think. Yeah, there we go. The accumulators are nearly full. Production is way below what it needs to be, and temperature is still climbing. 536.364. Yeah, that's going up. Okay, happy with that. Let's head back up to Norvis orbit now. Norvis orbit. Go. Shoomp. Vroom. Right, so that's tulip beam power done. I'd already crossed it off. I was a bit ambitious. Wood for biosludge. That's yeah. Turning wood into biosludge does make sense. It is a use for it, but with wood being something that you can't produce automagically like everything else, I decided it was good for a bootstrap, but I didn't want to really rely on it. I suppose I could have a system in space that just takes wood in and turns it into biosludge and then just provides it to the general system. Um, it'd be and then basically just treat it as a wood sink. So yeah, I mean I could certainly do that. Um, but for now, I don't know. I'll see how much of it I've got in Norvis orbit, just taking up space, and decide based on that, I suppose. Right. I noticed I've got quite a few people watching on YouTube. What I'm trying to sort of boost my Twitch channel's popularity at the moment. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you actually don't care which one you watch it on, then please switch over to Twitch. There should be a link in the video description. I'd very much appreciate that to get that channel running a bit more happily. That said, if you can't watch on Twitch because you don't have an account or because you don't want to or anything like that, don't worry about it. I don't mind watching on YouTube. I just prefer to get a few more Twitch views if I can, because they seem to multiply quite nicely. And if I get a few people watching on Twitch, then it tends to expand and explode quite quickly, and just get me a lot more people watching than I do with just YouTube. So thank you. What am I looking for? No, N for naquium. Naquifier. Where have you got to? Still full of naquium. Good. Naquitite. I haven't missed the destination. Oh, 25 seconds. Very nearly there. So it's probably going to get there before I do. Yeah, I'm flying up behind it, but I think actually the Naquifier is probably a faster ship than the Bagel. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ion engines versus that's a Salia versus 3 ion engines, but it's bigger. So I don't know. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say the speed here, and I can't bother to go in and have a look. Okay, view surface. Space rail in the way. Really? I'm sure this has been running on automatic up until now without any problems. Oh, now it's happily landed. How is there a space rail in the way? Answers on a postcard, but I mean, how is there a space rail in the way and then not a space rail in the way? It's not as if there's another spaceship that lands here that could have been, or is there? Right, what I'm over here trying to do before it actually runs out is I want to turn this off. So see, that side's out. Yeah, that's output. This is input. So if I unlink that from there, then the spaceship will never go anywhere. Right, because I have some rebuilding. Oh, I meant to stop this. Stop this. I didn't want this to load up because I was going to do some rebuilding that's probably going to involve basically moving this entire chunk. Oh, I can't move. Ah, this is going to be more difficult than I thought. I can't move the... Oh, get hold of yourself. Right, I can't move the bottom part of the ship down because it's taking in fuel here and water here, so that'd be a faff. I can't move the top part up because I've got the underground belts feeding it out here. I think what I'll have to do is move the top part up anyway, even though I've just said I can't, and then tweak where the belts are. That shouldn't be too difficult actually. I can do that without too much of a problem. Right. Let's see. So I need to wait for this to empty first, which I was going to say shouldn't take too long because naquium or naquitite is so undense that it just there's always room for it. It unloads relatively quickly as far as unloading a warehouse onto a belt does. Yes, exactly, Tristan. That's part of the point. I want to expand it to have 3 turbines on it, and I want to expand it to have an output in the middle here as well. So those are the 2 things I want to change, and that's why I need to do some shenaniganery with this spaceship, and that's going to be fiddly and slightly annoying. So this bit needs to move. If I move this up 2, then that water output will go into there. So that I won't need to move anything else around. And then I need to try and squeeze another 2 of these in somewhere. I'm not going to have much in the way of useful space from that size, that nudge. I think I'm going to have to move all of this up by 5, and then put in 1 turbine here and 1 turbine here on the other side. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. So let's turn off my personal logistics for a minute. Put down some inventory boxes and just... Oh, actually, yeah, let's get rid of this into the logistics network first, and then I'll worry about all of this later because I don't actually care at the moment. Just dump that for now, and all of those. I was going to say here come the bots, and then they all just scattered to go and recharge before they came to me. That was helpful. What I should actually do is just put down a purple chest and dump everything and put everything I want to dump into that. And then the bots would come over and take it away, and I wouldn't have to worry about where I'm standing. But this is slightly easier, I think, and it means I don't just leave a purple chest somewhere and forget about it and then have to make another one and another one and another one. Let's make sure I'm not standing on the railway lines. Nearly there. Come on, bots. Right, good. Okay, so up here... Yikes. Up here, let's ditch some inventory into here. Some into here. Where are my life support packs? I've still got the life support packs. Okay, good. And I can pick up all of that. And then I'll put it back in afterwards. So, what I'm going to do is just... I'll extend the narrow part of the ship, I think. So if I... Can I do a cut with shift? I probably can. Let's take all of that. Oh, I've put my robots away. That's unfortunate. Give me my robots back. Oh, no, okay, no, the thing is doing it. That's alright. No, it's not. The base is not doing all of it because... there we go. Finish it off. Oh. Oh well. I'll claim those back. Right, so I want it... Let's see. I need to move it up to... in order... So this was here. I need to go up 1, 2 in order to get the steam output, and then 1, 2, 3 in order to get the whatchamacallits in place. I also need a load of spaceship floor, which I don't appear to have. Spaceship floor. I don't know how much longer I want to make this, but probably about that much. Let's just do that much because that's plenty. I think I had some. Yes, I do. There it is. Oh, that was all I had. Great. I don't want to put another... Oh, this is really frustrating. Let's put this in again, see if I've made enough. I haven't quite... Oh, okay, that is basically enough. What is going on with those? Why are those on the outside? Oh, because the walls need to come up the out... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Like that, and like that. Then I can say, I actually don't need any of this. Or any of this. There's a better way to do this, but I've forgotten what it is. Yeah, but I can't remember how. That was the better way I was hinting at, but I couldn't remember what it was. How to do it rather. But okay, so that's my slightly taller spaceship now. Let's pull all this up because I think I've done enough extra science now that I don't need that. I do need this, however, because that's still going to come in. Everything is still going to come in the same place unless I go around and rebuild absolutely everything, which I don't want to do. I don't care about that accumulator or that or that or that. So we want the big heat exchanger turbine generator, sorry, to go bump, bump there, and that means it can dump straight into there, so that's good. And then we need to fit at least 3 condenser turbines in here, but let's put in 4 for sake of symmetry. That's slightly annoying. That's very annoying. It doesn't fit like this. I mean, they basically need to go like that. So I'll just I'll extend the ship here. Ship floor. Smaller brush, please. There we go. Right, there we go. And then that doesn't help with this. Bah, thought it would. I'm not sure why I thought it would, given that it's not in the right place, but I don't want to put a lump on the side of the ship because it'll look stupid. Can I could get rid of that one actually. I don't think I need that. And then I think we reckoned 3 was sufficient. So if I put that there, do that like that. I need my inventories back now. I'm gonna pipe up there, pipe down there. And then of course there isn't room to get the other one through. What if I put that? I haven't quite left enough height for that. Why is everything so fiddly and awkward? There isn't any room over here to put in an underground pipe. Can't go. There wasn't room to do that. No, there isn't room to do that. I could have this go over like this, but then there wouldn't be room to get these in. Where else are the pipes going? I could wind a pipe around the bottom of here. That's horrible and ugly, but it might work. I don't know why I don't just sort of completely rethink the design rather than going in and doing all this work in fiddling and trying to spaghetti things in where they clearly don't want to go. I think it's sort of it's a matter of pride or something stupid. There isn't room down here because of all of the accumulators. I can't go through that way without. I'm not touching these. That will just make everything too horrible to contemplate. Oh, and I need to link this back in again. Actually, let's do that now while I think of it. Who designed the spaceship to be quite so small and compact and difficult? Oh yeah, it was me. There's only a gap of 1 in there, so I can't run something through above here. I don't want to just move the whole thing up an extra square, although I think I might have to actually in hindsight. All right, we're moving it all up a square. Let's take this. And put it there. I'll go around the top in a minute with the flooring. Oh, hang on. Oh, actually. How's that? And then... Oh, no, I've run into the same problem again if I do that. Oh, hang on. I have a plan. I'm sure this is exactly what you all came along here to watch. But if I put that... Let's see, if I put that 1 higher, like that, and then I can do that, and I can even fit the 4 in this now, if I'm not standing in the way. Like that. And that. Gives me a bit of a problem with this again, but no, I can't go under there because this is in the way. I mean, obviously what I want to do here is that, and then that, and of course that, which is okay for the steam, but I haven't got this input working. I am about to go back out to Realm of Shadows though, so you know what? Forget it. Let's do this like this. Let's make the spaceship a little bit bigger. And have the input here. I have broken the symmetry, which upsets me a little bit. But that will now do what I wanted. Also, let's link that to there. No, let's not actually. Oop. I think that's now complete and finished, except that I need to move the unloading thing at the other end out to match it, and I need to fix this up here as well. Oh, that was an effort. Oh, and this should have that and that in it. Spaceship floor, spaceship floor. There and there. Right. Is that the same? Yeah, I think it's just an extra piece there. Okay, so that's the spaceship finished, apart from this shield generator on the front. That is kind of important, actually, because that takes most of the brunt of the assault on it. So let's try and find the way back out again. Phew, after all of that, did I pick up all of my... Yes, I did pick up all of my spare inventory chests. So turn this back on again, and I need another shield generator. Like that. Just one. One will do. In fact, now it's on its way. I can remove that again because I don't want to be carrying lots of them around. Right. Okay. So, which yak was I shaving at this point? Oh yeah, I remember one of the other things I was doing was this spaceship here. Okay, so all the programming is in place for that. I need to not be in map mode to tell it what to do though. I want you to travel to Norvis orbit, and hopefully it will automatically land again. Somewhere and refuel. I don't know where that went. Let's go and have a look for it. It can't have gone far because it hasn't got any fuel. I'm glad I looked up the name of it though. Right, so it's taken off. It's flown to nowhere. But it should then automatically anchor to Norvis orbit using the spaceship clamp that's got attached to it and clamping rules that are set here. But it didn't. I mean, I know it won't launch automatically. Oh, maybe there's is it a speed thing? No, don't go to Norvis. Go to Norvis orbit. Right, there's something in the way. Where is this supposed... Shush. Where is it supposed... It's supposed to dock to a clamp number N. Where is N? It's probably going to be one of these ships is in the way, and that would kind of be expected. 7, sorry. So it was 4... 7... Ah, here. So when that one goes, there we go, it's arrived. Good. So I think this ship is now actually working. So it'll fill up with fuel. Here. Then it'll fly off to Myokin, fill up with stuff, cheese, whatever this is. Vulcanite. There we go, Vulcanite. So I've now got 2 ships doing the route. So I'm going to call this Volcano 2, so I remember what it is. And it can sort of then do the route, the same route as the volcano. Right. How hot are you? 9,200. Okay, that's pretty good actually. It's not dropped in temperature very much, despite the fact that I've been using it for powering the mines. And so I want you to beam to Norvis orbit to there, and energize. Okay, how is this ship now doing? So we are loading it with excess. Oh, hell! When I moved everything up 1 square again, I didn't link that in, and now the cable isn't long enough. Put the cable back in, like that. And that should... Yes, that... No, it hasn't. If less than 3,000. That's way over 3,000. Why are you still flowing? Oh, I see. Yeah, it was linked there as well, like that. So now it's still going. 6,000 there. You're not reporting anything. So you have got a red cable going to there and to there and... Oh, I linked to the wrong part of the clamp. There we go. Now it's stopped. Right, okay, so we have a lot of excess stuff in here. What's it supposed to be? It's supposed to be 5,000 and 3,000. Let's fix that a bit. So 1, 2, 3. All of this should not be in there. And 5,000 of this will be 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's still flowing on. That's all right then. This does seem to now be working. Down here, let's put the iron back into here so it can go around again. Oh dear. And oh yes, there was some stuff I wanted to put back into here as well. That was the probes and probe rockets. Did I actually manage to catch any of those, or did they all get taken away by the bots? I mean, I went to go and grab the chest, and that hasn't been put back. Oh, yes, it has. It's up there. But the probes have apparently been stolen. Why is that not? Oh, there aren't any in there. Okay, why is this not? No. Oh, no memory sticks. Right, that'll be due to the glass problems I mentioned earlier, I suspect. But I did have some probes. Where have the probes gone? I suspect the bots have taken them away. But I did, as I said, I tried to grab some as I was rebuilding, and I don't know where they've gone. Okay, let's summon any probes and any of the other things back out of the system. So I want the deep space probes, as many of those as you've got. And I want the probe rockets, which are these things, and again, as many of them as you've got. There's my Interstellar Void probes. Good. Am I being brought any rockets? I am. I'm being brought 8 of them. Okay. So if I go to about here, I should now be able to just dump these into here like this. And hopefully, if there's any more... No, that's the lot. Okay, right, good. So that's that sorted. We now have the probes in there that we need. We have this being heated back up again. How much water are we putting in, out of curiosity? 75,000. Okay, that's still going in there. I think that's all ready. I think that ship's now ready to go again. Oh no, it's not. There's a pipe missing down here. The whole reason I started doing this is missing. There we go. Now, if I put pipe here, is going to reach outside the spaceship, but only just. I could go out the other side, like that, but there's no pipe infrastructure there. Did I have the space to put the things in vertically? Yes, actually I did. That would be a lot neater, actually, wouldn't it? Let's rip all this up and do that instead. So we need these across here, like I can't put it there. I have to put it there, which is a shame. I reckon that three should be enough. So, or at least I was told that 3 should be enough. So I might be able to just do that. Why are you not producing steam? That's got steam. This is not producing. Oh, because it requires electricity demand. Nothing's using electricity because we're hooked up to the base. That's fine. Although okay, so there's no steam appearing here for the same reason because it's not using anything up. Okay, that should be all right. I think. I think what I'm probably going to do now is climb out of this thing. Yes, I probably should update to the latest version. The problem is there's quite a lot of things that are different in the latest version from the version I'm currently playing. So, I mean, off the top of my head, the most obvious one is that this ship would require a booster tank in order to leave from orbit, which it hasn't got, and I suppose I'd squeeze it in by replacing one of these tanks down here. But I'm just slightly concerned I'd end up with some lost ships because of that. I think there might be other changes, but yeah, it's true. The longer I leave that sort of thing, the worse the problems are going to get. The greater the incompatibilities are going to get. In fact, you know what? Let's do this. And then this. Get rid of this again. Because now we're feeding it in the same place we were before, so I don't need to change anything at the other end, and that should just be okay. Right, I'm going to now be incredibly brave and send this ship off to try and fly off and see what happens. So let's link that to... Heck, which one is it? Is it that one? Yes, that one. Maybe? Yeah, that's the output, so it must be from there to there. We're still not getting any signal passed across here. I've pulled up a power pole again. There we go. Right. So now, when I link this to here, the ship isn't moving, and I'm not quite sure why not. So we've got this. This one says when you've got those are not linked to there. Right, okay. I wonder how that was linked before. Clearly not this way. So do that. There we go. Oh, I haven't done a integrity check. Okay. Apparently I've... Is it this? Is this my integrity problem? Apparently it's... Right, okay, I need to stop this trying to escape before I start investigating the integrity problem properly, I think. Right, integrity check, go. Oh, hull stress is too high. Ah! And I still haven't put in an... Oh, I still haven't sorted that bit out. I'm going to put this... That won't help. You link to. So you're linked down to there to get the fuel quantity. And then you're linked to the input on that one. Right, okay. So if we take that... If we put that there... no, let's copy that, just make sure I get all the settings right. Put that there. Then I can remove that one. And then... Okay. That goes to there, that goes to there, and that goes to there. Right, that means I can now put in my pipes like this. And then we can have a hot steam output over here. There's another thing I can do. I can just do that, and that'll probably be enough to bump my integrity over back under the. Ooh, not quite. A little bit more. It doesn't count. It turns out it doesn't count squares that are taken up by spaceship walls. So now we are just under the 1,000. So now this is a valid spaceship. Just. And there's a fair amount of wasted space inside it, so that's probably why it's a little bit fiddly like that. Okay, so now I can link up that to there again, and the spaceship will attempt to go, and hopefully actually leave this time. Boop. Phew. Right, let's have a look at it and make sure it's actually flying properly now that it's launched. Yes, it is. It's flying, engines are burning, shooting down rocks. Okay, and it's going to take half an hour. Well, it's accelerating still. It's going to take about 20 minutes to get back out to Realm of Shadows. Okay, phew. So that's that sorted. The next thing to consider is up here, perhaps putting in another one of these like that, and whether that's feasible for this ship to sort of improve the how well this one works. This is water out, which means... Do you think I could link this water out to this water in and it would work? I honestly don't know, but I'm going to try it. Because they're both water. And it might just... It's a silly idea, but it might just work, as they say. How much hot's we got here? Plenty of heat there. Right, okay, I think I'm going to head off to Realm of Shadows in this ship as well and try and get everything sorted out at the other end. Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting. It seems to be based on, in this version, it seems to be based on the amount of space you have inside, the amount of usable space you have inside the ship, which makes a kind of sense, I think. Seems alright to me. What's that? Oh, for which one? Spaceship Spaceship 28 is, I think, the one that's just launched. That's really frustrating. I thought I had in. Oh, I took out some of the lasers and didn't put them back. That's why it's having. That's why it's struggling and has stopped and. Yeah. That. Oh. No, it doesn't have power. Oh, for goodness sake. Why don't you have power? So we've got steam here. We've got too much water. It's that problem again. There we go. Now it's working, but we've got the integrity problem because we've taken some damage. So it's time for another rescue mission. Right. Okay. Let's have a bit of a think about this. Yeah, the front central shield had no power because the power had died on the ship because of what I just fixed. There was the turbine generator was full of water because there's always too much in that thing. So what I need to do here is I need to drop this to not this one. I need to drop this one to 50k instead of 75k, I think, and hopefully that won't happen again. Okay. So I'm going to head out to Realm of Shadows. There are things I need to do out there. I'm going to need a big turbine generator thing, which is one of these. High temperature turbine generator. Need one of those. I need a load of tanks, which I've got. I need some pipes, which I've got. Pumps, got those. Space pipes, got that. I'm going to need to hook it up to the water supply as well, but I think again I've got all the bits and pieces I need for that. So I think that's all okay. I've got plenty of space platform scaffold to build around there. So I think. Oh, and I need some. I need a few more of these. I've already got a request for them. 5 of them. I've got the 5. Okay, so that's fine. I can do that bit. Okay, so that's that part. I need some spaceship walls. 10 should be enough, but let's put that up to 20, 30, just so I've got a few more spares of that. So that's everything I need to repair the spaceship and to go on to Realm of Shadows and get the power system that I wanted over there. Pipes again to repair the mining drills. I've got that. I believe I've got everything that I need for the for launching the space probes, so we can that'll be all right. So yeah, I think that means I've got everything I need for now. Let's get on here and launch. We need to go to ship 28 and rescue it because it's stupid. Where is it? No. Is there a search here? That one. Go there. Of course, we've got yeah, slightly lesser version of the same problem here because I've got 2 condenser turbines on the ship now, so it's going to run a little bit better, but it's still going to have possibly have a few issues with steam overload here. Let's watch this. Yeah, so we've got that's full of steam at the moment, so these are hopefully producing power as quickly as possible. Ideally, I'd do some sort of cunning thing with switches to make sure I use power from these before I use power with this, but that's a bit tricky. So I'm not, basically. Where's the pylon for this ship? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so we've got these drops here because all the power is coming from the all the power is being produced by the big generator, and then we have problems and I have to produce it from the other one. Okay, we've got there. I've forgotten how I did this before. Oh yeah, we have to anchor. That's how. Board rather. Okay, so I fly up here. I get on the ship because otherwise it goes without me. Then I try and climb all the way up here. Bots repair everything. Ship starts moving again, and then I have to say stop and go back to the. No, it's not the Bagel. That one. It's the. What is that ship called? The Shell Duck. Okay, we'll go back. Go to the shell duck. I need to give that a better name. I really do. What? Oh, fail. I want to set this one's destination to the shell duck. Okay, let's get it right. Shell duck, go. Here we are. So now I can board it, get back on my ship, overshoot lots because I haven't got my jetpack on. Ooh. There we go. Stop here. Then we set this one to go to Realm of Shadows. And we set the other, and then we need to go to the other one. That one. You also have to go to Realm. Like that. Right. Sorted. Now we have the Naquifier chasing the Shelduck, which is a bit of a silly thing because the Shelduck is about twice the number of engines, so it's a little bit. It's a slightly faster ship, even if some of them aren't even if they're not all running all the time because of the power issues. That's a bit annoying, and there's not really anything I can do about this without making massive changes to the space. I suppose again I just need to extend it to be 3 squares longer. Is this working? Is this turbine even running? No, so that hasn't worked. Let's try for some sort of deep space fixings. Pull that up, and then put this in. Ah, no, there isn't room. The ship isn't wide enough. I was going to say, if I put that there, then can I run the pipe? Oh, hang on. Yeah, if I do... Oh, no, it won't help. No, it doesn't help at all. Could do that. Still can't get the pipes underneath it, though. Oh, and that doesn't then link into there. No, that won't work. Now what's getting blown up? Oh, for goodness sake, why is that still not working? Do I need to make it go slower? Again, we've got a power problem. How have we... Am I just not powering those? Are they out of... Oh! That's remarkably stupid. The front one is out of range of the power supply. Ah, I don't believe it. Okay, that was a design problem then. I suppose I should have expected that. Is expected quite the right word for it? I'm not sure. Why have I got a Twitch alert? Oh, I've achieved a thing. I've got 50 followers. Thank you for everyone who's following. That's very much appreciated. I've hit an important big round number there. Excellent. And 15 viewers, which isn't too bad. Not too shabby either. Right, let's get on here and fix the stupids. We need you to stop first. Let's do that. And then climb all the way up here inside the ship. Do the repairs. Right, and as we see, this has no power. So I need to put in... I think what I'm probably going to have to do is run a series of these up the side of here because there isn't room at the top to put in a big pylon thing. But that does mean that is it now at least now that is powered. So yeah, that's fixed. So now we need to go back to the shell duck and board it. That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know if the laser I don't. Yeah, the whole thing was powered until I went in and started making changes, and then I've broken everything. The lasers don't even exist. They're all ghosts. Oh, no wonder it's having problems. I don't have any spare laser turrets on me, which is a bit annoying. Oh, or did I in the... I don't in the other ship, do I? in my massive pile of chests here. No, I didn't bring any laser turrets because that would be useful. I've got a few up here and a few down. I could steal a couple from this ship, but I don't really want to. Yeah, I think I'll take that one from there and one from there, and then nip back over and shuffle them around on the ship a bit. Like, I probably don't need both of those down there, and both of those in there. I feel having the ones down the sides is useful because they protect against any rocks that are sort of coming in at a funny angle. And if I could, then I'd put more in sort of places like there and there. And probably, yeah, I'd put that one back. Just squeeze them in almost wherever I could. In fact, given they've got range to go up both sides, a row of lasers up the middle would be quite cool. No, that'll have to do. I hope. Well, no, it'll have to do. I hope it's sufficient. Right. Okay. Let's get going again. And hopefully this time it'll be good enough. Oops. I keep clicking that more times than I need to. Right, okay, so we have shields, good. We have some lasers, also good, that do reach outside the ship. Why are you not going? Why are you not going? Got target speed set. Oh, the hull stress has gone back over the maximum. Did I pull up some? I don't remember pulling up any walls. Oh, for goodness sake. How many times am I going to have to go back to this bloody ship? Right, this time I won't fly off with the shell duck. Let's call this a donut because it's like a bagel, but it's a bit sweeter. And then we can, yeah. At least each of these problems I see cropping up is something that I'm able to spot the problem and then able to fix it. But still, oh my god. I would like to say I had a very busy week last week, and I'm still tired because of it, and that's why I'm choosing to believe that's why I'm having so much trouble at the moment with this. What was the problem? Oh yeah, too much empty space on the ship. How's that? 1008 still. Okay. I feel like I'm running out of spaces to put these. You know what I should be doing? I should be trying to do another spaceship structural integrity research. It's got worse. It's gone to 1011 from that. Now it's gone to 1012. 1000. It's just making up numbers, I'm sure, I swear. Right, the ship is no longer going to be symmetrical. Now what do you think? 9. 2008. I don't think there's enough random extra bits of wall in here. I haven't updated the mod, so I don't... No, I need that one. So I don't know why it suddenly seems to change the rules. Anywhere I can make the ship a little bit smaller. I guess I could... I can't put this... I can get rid of that, I suppose. I can get rid of that power pole. Do that. Now, how do you feel? There we go, 999. Okay, excellent. Oh, and the ship is actually moving. I think I'll just stay on it for next time something breaks and get the donut to catch up. What happens if you tell it to fly to yeah. I wonder what happens if you tell it to fly to a ship that's moving. I think I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to leave this now and stay on this ship, even if it's going to take me 20 minutes to get there. I think at this point I've had enough of faffing around with this. I just want to get there and do something vaguely useful. Let's pull up some more of these walls while I'm at it. See if that just makes the spaceship randomly stop. Seems to still be okay. I think the walls might not make as much difference as I thought they did. Okay, well, after that sort of complete and utter nonsense. Oh, the add-on little add-on power poles. That'd be a good idea. I don't have any of them with me, but it'd be a good way to do this in the future. If I could, you know, actually design a ship properly without having all kinds of problems during the process of it. Right, looking back at my to-do list. So I've got heating spaceships. I've got that working, so I can cross that one off. Deep space probes. I'm in the process of fixing that. I think by the time I get there, that's probably going to be okay. Let's have a look at Norvis now, because I think I was playing around with. I've been playing around with so many different things recently that I've kind of lost track a little bit. But I was having, I was going to put in another rocket launcher here, and this was going to do. Oh yeah, this was going to do the thing I can't remember the name of, Vulcanite. So let's get that one set up and working while I'm waiting for the ship to fly all the way across the known universe. So get the Vulcanite delivered here, like so. We have, how does this work? Oh, right, yeah, like that. Get that across there. So yeah, we've got, oh, and these all need to be reprogrammed. Straightforward enough. And then this rocket needs to be told to not go to Glaston Norvis, to go to Vulcanite drop. Why are these not in alphabetical order? I don't know, but they're not. So, okay, there we go. So put a bit more rocket fuel in, because these rockets need to go a little bit further now. We've got the rocket. We just need the Vulcanite to start arriving. So that pushes it back an extra step. Now, as we see here, no, there isn't too much of a shortage of vulcanite. There is a shortage of copper ore, which is a problem, and that's one of the things I do want to look at. I'm going to write that on my list. Copper core mining, and probably iron core mining as well, if we're being honest. Although iron seems to be keeping up a bit better, at least at a glance. So yes, the amount of vulcanite that's coming in is currently a problem. We've got, okay, so there's a train picking up some vulcanite here. That's hopefully taking it up to the station. How much have we got here? We've got 39,000. Okay, so there's not too much of a shortage of it there. The question is, where are my volcano ships? So let's go and have a quick look for those. Volcano 2 is on its way over. Volcano 1 is probably on Myokin. Yeah, Volcano 1 is on Myokin and loading up. Okay, so that does seem to be working pretty nicely. We've got that's half full. There's plenty of vulcanite available, so this system does seem to be working. What's going on over here, says I. Yes, I'm still talking like I'm a pirate in the panto. I don't know what's coming over, what's going on in my little head. So we've got the core fragments being dug up here. We've got one train full in there. We're just waiting for these to come through in enough quantity to fill up another train. And we've got enough. It's just apart from this one carriage that's filling up much more slowly than the rest, because I can't put it, because I haven't done the this thing properly. Eventually it'll all catch up, and I don't really care very much. But yeah, okay, so that's being a bit slow, but it is producing the vulcanite at a decent rate, and it's being taken away by this train here. So that's ticking over nicely. We can also bring in more vulcanite from these mines over here if we need to. We don't generally need to, but in my limited experience, because this amount of vulcanite does seem to be enough to keep this system happy. Now, if you look at how slowly it's chugging through here, because the limiting factor appears to be how fast it can be loaded onto the spaceship. So yeah, we're putting it in as fast as we're loading the spaceship up as fast as we can with the vulcanite. Maybe I should be considering upgrading this to a train-based spaceship instead of a belt-based spaceship, because this is again is one of the earlier ones that I put in. So it's based on loading a warehouse up through belts, which is kind of a slow process, as you can see here. Whereas the newer ones, a ship lands, a train goes onto it. Well, basically like this. The ship lands, 2 trains come off and load up, and the 2 trains that are already loaded go onto it in its place, and the ship can take off again almost immediately, and it's much quicker. Um, we'll see we'll see whether I need to actually upgrade this, or whether this is fast enough to keep up with the demand. So if we have a look back on Norvis now, yeah, that ship I was talking about has landed and is unloading in exactly the same way using the belt. So this again takes a little while. There's another train here filling up. That's probably about to go off and load up another rocket. I suspect we're probably quite low on vulcanite in lots of different places. So there's probably a shortage of it up in space. There's probably a shortage. We saw there's a shortage of it on Tulip. There may be shortages of it in other places as well, just depending on how the throughput is going in general. There's some nonsense in that chest, but never mind. Yeah, so if we may find there's shortages elsewhere, so it might take a few attempts for this rocket to actually carry enough stuff off to load everything up. As it is, it's loading reasonably quickly. We apparently need another thing up there though. Where's that going? So that's taking more glass probably up to orbit. What are you doing? If low density structure is less than 0, output a green. What? Oh, so presumably somewhere I had a thing set to only launch the rocket if there was a green. I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing with this. I mean, I can sort of see what it's doing. It's sending a green signal to the rocket to launch if this goes below 0, but it's not actually hooked up to anything useful, so I have no idea what's going on there. It was probably receiving a signal from somewhere and deciding whether to launch based on that or not. Speaking of low density structures, actually, yes, raising the glass up to orbit, that's quite a long way. Speaking of low density structures, there's a couple of different recipes. There's one with glass and one with aeroframe scaffold. Am I actually using the cheaper and more efficient one over here? No, I'm not. I'm using the expensive low density structure recipe. Over here, so yeah, this probably should be upgraded to use the better one, but that would require me to have beryllium on this, whatchamacallit, beryllium on Norvis, and I don't really have beryllium on Norvis, so I'd have to put in another landing pad for that, and I think I might just be inefficient for a bit. It's going to be easier. Oh dear. Was that not... It's not powering that. Put in another one. Okay, so we're loading this up as fast as we can. Eventually we'll get that launched. Let's have a look at... how is Tulip doing for its vulcanite now? Did we get some in here? No, we didn't. Oh, okay, that's great. That's going to slow down production of absolutely everything else. I was hoping that the rocket that took off from Ganymede would have gone to Tulip, but it either didn't and went somewhere else, or it did and we've used it all up already. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Let's send this off to go and get some more, or should we? I don't know, I'm kind of torn. So on the one hand, I want to send this off to go and get some more ore so we can get processing it a little bit more quickly. On the other hand, I want to have... Yeah, actually, let's do that, because if we can build up a supply of ore here... What's blown up this time? Frost. Okay. A meteor must have got through the gaps. Alright, let's have a look at that. Find out where, see how much I care. Oh, it's got one right on the bottom. I think I don't care about that, to be honest. Frost will be okay with... it'll be okay with one fewer steam tank. I think you can deal with that. What was I saying? Tulip. Yes, I can. If I get a bit more of the naquium down here, then we can start loading it up a bit more quickly and a bit more. Yeah, using it, hopefully flowing it through a bit more rapidly. So let's say actually we don't care how much of this there is, as long as it's greater than, I don't know, 13, 1, whatever. So the ship can shuttle back and forth a bit, because in the time it takes to unload, it won't, oh, I don't know. It'll be all right. We're just dumping it down there as quickly as possible. I think for a rocket, launch when each thing has, when each slot has something in, is full. I think that's what it. I think it understands that as to be full. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that with rockets, it just means something in every slot. Yeah, and it's what I use everywhere else, and all these have been working fine for ages. So I think that's probably okay. Actually, I'm gonna have another quick look at Ganymede, because I'm sort of curious as to how it's doing. Because it's all. Oh yes, it ran out of rocket parts. That's why. So nothing is ever going to happen here ever again. Great. And your request, yeah, your request and stack rocket. But what if you request normal rocket parts as well? You never know. There might be a few of them around. Nope. Okay. So Ganymede is now dead unless I can get some more rocket parts out there, and I currently don't have a setup to do so. I don't. I don't know. I've got all this stuff out here, and it processes enormous amounts of vulcanite at a decent rate, but it's just so much of a pain in the what's name to get the vulcanite from here back to Norvis that I just don't care. Right. Okay. Were you talking about something else when you said launch when actually full, then, Tristan? How are we doing? Another 8 minutes. Okay. So back to Norvis. How are we doing for vulcanite? Oh yeah, we're still attempting to fill this rocket up, and it's filling it up as quickly as it can given the infrastructure. So this is one of those things where it's easily fast enough in normal use, but when you're staring at it, because there are all kinds of places that are waiting for something, it takes blooming ages to actually get anywhere, and it feels like it's really, really slow. Yeah, Ganymede, it seemed like a good idea at the time, because it was Ganymede is a planet that has both vulcanite and water on it. So we've got vulcanite and we've got water, so I could go out there, I could set up my normal nuclear power setup, and it would just work reasonably nicely. Whereas Myokin didn't have water on it, and so I was going and I'm not sure how I want to power this. Solar panels aren't good enough because accumulators are a pain, and nuclear isn't going to work because I don't have free water. There isn't water on this planet. So I thought, let's fly out to Ganymede and set something up there. And then after I'd done all, and then I didn't really I knew it was further away and it would require more fuel, but I didn't realize quite how much of a headache it was going to be until I got it set up and I got it running and been using it for a while, and I just went, these rockets are taking off so slowly, it's not worth it. And so I switched over to Myokin and decided that actually it's better to use whatever sort of power system. Something's using the, oh, and in this case I'm using the condenser turbines, which I probably should have done from the very start. Although that's and just shipped ice out to it, and that would probably have worked reasonably well. But well, yeah, it was a it was a poor decision initially, basically, I won't say I've never recovered from it because I can now just abandon. I've sort of abandoned Ganymede, and this is now working nicely. But it was, yeah, it was a poor decision. How are we doing here with this one train that's still desperately trying to fill up? You know what? Let's just send it off on its way. I think the spaceship is has enough of a margin of error set on its totals that it'll happily take off even without that train being completely full. Yes, it will. Good. You see, the thing is, there's plenty in all of these other chests. In fact, what I could do is this. Fill that up a bit more quickly, but I suspect that's going to be out of robo. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know whether I actually have any robots. I don't know whether I have any stuff any inserters in this particular case. Oh, and I need power for them as well. And oh no, there's power. There is power from this. But there isn't any. Where are we? Myokin. Oh no, I think they are coming down to be built. There we go. I should have done that sooner actually before I launched the rocket. Sent the spaceship off on its way. But this will balance things a little bit better between these two because this is because I set this up as a N to 6 instead of an N to 5, there's this spare output here, so twice as much end up going down this one. And for some reason, this one seems to have less than all of the others. I don't know why this one's got less than the other 3, but it does seem to have. So yeah, well, let's pull some of that out of there and we'll get this train filled up a bit more quickly. Anyway, I shouldn't watch that. A watch spaceship never takes off. Or arrives, in this case. Speaking of watching spaceships. Ah, rocket has just gone. Okay, so that's the first rocket. That's my first rocket gone. I wonder where it went. Did it go to Tulip? Yes, it did. Excellent. So we now have vulcanite available here, so we can start processing the naquium, naquitite, whatever we want to call it, and we can start making this. Is this from the elixir? I think this is the elixir. And this is the epoxy. Yeah, that feels right. So we can start making this vitamelange thing again. Okay, good. So I'm sort of reasonably pleased with that because I've actually sorted one of the problem. I've fixed a problem rather than just going in and staring at it and going, "Oh my God, there's a problem." So that's good. We've sorted that issue out. Another thing I want to do is go off to a copper planet. So basically, one of these that has to be reasonably close to. Well, it's not that. Probably not that one. A copper planet that is somewhere in Calidus orbit. So Girofon is a good one, although it does have a 3% threat rating on it, so it's not ideal. But I mean, actually, well, it's the only one. Actually, it's the only one in Calidus orbit. So basically, I have to go to Girofon if I want to have a copper planet that isn't going to be a pain to get to. So I'll go out to that. I'll set up another core mining system, and then split out the what do we call it? Split out the copper separately, and just to be honest, I think what I'll do is I'll have basically the same sort of setup I've got here with the pulverizers, but I'll pass out all of the pulverized stuff, including the copper, and put it all onto the spaceship, and then modify my unloading system on Norvis to deal with that. Hey Rudy, welcome to the stream. I do have a core miner on my home planet, and I deal with the coal by wishing I had a lot more of it, to be quite honest. So yeah, we've got the core mining happening here, being split up as ever. Also, the core chunks that come in from all of the other planets come into here as well, and are shipped up into here and then crushed further. All of those then get shipped round, so the vulcanite goes into this station, uranium, coal, stone, copper, iron, oil, water, heavy oil, all goes into all these pickup stations here. And the coal doesn't need anything special. I'm getting through coal at a fast enough rate that I need lots and lots of coal, so it just gets used up. The only one that's been a problem in the past has been stone, and now that I'm starting to make a lot more glass, that doesn't seem to be a problem either. We have a train's worth of stone, yes, but no more than that. I could turn all these round again and unload some of this. Get that back out. Since there seems to be a little bit of a shortage of stone, let's empty one of my overflows here. This is not a recommended way of playing Factorio. It's a sort of a dirty way of getting rid of a little bit of some stuff when you've got far too much of it, far more of it than you know what to do with. But now I seem to have got rid of that buffer problem, so I'm going to dump some of it back out into the system. Yeah, so I deal with the coal by just turning most of it into plastic, to be honest. That seems to be, I think that's where most of it goes. Well, the way to deal with vulcanite is to use it in your smelting process over here, like I'm doing here. So turn it into the vulcanite blocks and then pass it through the system. So you use it to basically extend how far your copper, your iron, everything goes in order to get far more out of your smelting arrays. That will use as much vulcanite as you've got. You can also make it into rocket fuel, but to be honest, that is a bit of a waste of vulcanite. Coal, well, if you've got too much coal, then coal liquefaction gets through quite a lot of it, turns it into oil, or at least oil products, and will get you through large quantities of coal quite quickly. In fact, that's what I'm doing over here, and so this is why I'm getting through quite so much coal. I'm turning it all into oil, which is probably a bad idea, to be honest. In fact, let's do a thing. Module inserter, oil refineries. Yes, I want to fill that up with with those. And let's drag module inserter. These are oil refineries. Why are you not doing what I told you to do? Did I not do that? Oil refine. Oh, it's a fuel refinery. Can you not put? Oh, I just haven't set it up. Fuel refinery, oil refinery. Right, oil refinery. Take the tier 3 productivity modules. All of you. I'm fed up of wasting coal. Now the problem is that's going to massively reduce how fast I'm producing oil, which may have knock-on effects for my plastic supplies. However, I think it's going to be worth it for reducing the amount of coal I'm getting through. Am I using productivity modules over here? I am. I am over here, so that's all right. That's already set up to use those. I could put prod module in here as well, but oil doesn't seem to be so much of a problem. Maybe we have a decent. Do would have a decent chunk of it in there. And oh yeah, there's some more coming, so that's probably all right. So yeah, let's just do all of these for now. Right, there we go. So these are now going to run slower, but they're going to produce more oil for the coal they're doing. They're getting through, and they're going to get, because they're running slower, they're going to get through less coal, which is, as I say, probably a good thing because I don't have as much coal as I could do with. Can I have some of yours, Rudy? Maybe it'd help if I can if I can just have it supplied from your factory to mine. It would solve all of my problems. Oh, I've landed. Excellent. Right, we've started loading. Ah, yes, this is moved. This is all moved up. I'll sort all of these out at the other end. This one, to be honest, let's just do this the easy way. Right, there we go. That's that. And then we also need to pull steam out here. Those are the wrong sort. Let's use these because they're cheaper. And then from here, I mean, there's no reason not to just squeeze this in over here, is there really? So we can put in a couple of tanks for the hot steam. Bloop. We can put in a high temperature turbine generator, the correct way around, please. There we go. And then. Let's put in 4. I'm not sure why 4. It just seems like a good number. I think I'm putting in 4 because I think I need 3, and I'd rather have too many than too few. There we go. A nice, simple, naive setup there. And then we can pump that. Oh, hundreds of hours. I think it's about 440 hours by now, I suspect. I've been at it for a while anyway. It's a big old mod pack, this one, which is nice actually. It means because it's good and it's long. It means I'm having a lot of fun. It's very interesting. It's getting gradually harder, and that's basically what you want. Where does this even go? Okay, right, over to there. Then we now need to run another pump up here because I don't want to run out of water in the spaceship because I'm using it all up for base related shenanigans. So let's put that there. Will that reach? Of course it won't. And I want you to. Oh, yes, this one needs to connect up to that. So we plug it into there, which won't reach, of course, because why would it? That'd be helpful. So put in a pylon there. And a pylon there to make sure it's got power, which it should do, but, you know, might as well make sure. And then run that from here to here to here to here. And you are to run when water is less than 50,000. I use these spaceships instead of rockets because they're a lot more flexible. In that you can carry water around, you can carry fluids around on them. You don't end up using up a load of rocket parts every time. It's just they just cost fuel, and fuel gets cheaper and cheaper the more clever ways you find of producing fuel, and they're more interesting as well. So, oh, ignore that. So yeah, just because they're fun and interesting, I guess is a lot of the reason. Yeah, so and they sort of spaceships are, I suppose, are the next stage on beyond rockets. So you use rockets until you get space, in the same way that you use what they call the delivery cannon things until you get rockets. You tend to then use rockets until you get spaceships, and then you use spaceships until you get better spaceships. Or you use one type of spaceship until you get better spaceships, I suppose. That's what I actually mean there. Yeah, and depending on how far you go, you use enormous amounts of rocket fuel to transport stuff around. So I think spaceships are probably better. Thank you for watching all my videos. I'm glad to hear it. That's good. That's exactly what I want. And I feel like my channel is doing quite nicely. I feel like it's expanding reasonably quickly at the moment, which is obviously what I want for my channel. So I'm yeah, very happy with that. And thank you to everyone who's watching it lots. And please keep doing so. I'm trying to expand into Twitch a bit at the moment, so if you can watch on Twitch instead of YouTube, that would be great. But if not, don't worry about it. And the views are good wherever they come in. So I'm yeah, be very happy to have you watching no matter where. Right, that's lots and lots of space for storing steam now. Let's see how we get on. How are we getting on for using up the heat in here? Okay, very slowly. That's nice. We've used up 200 degrees flying out here and in generating all of the steam that's been output so far. I feel like I should probably put a pump in here at some point, just to make sure it all flows out of the ship and not into it, because it'd be a bit silly to have it going the other way. So this is now going to be the standard fluid flow problem in Factorio. I'm trying to fill up loads and loads of tanks from one input. So I'm limited by the amount of steam that can flow through this pipe, but actually I seem to be mostly limited by the amount of steam that this thing can produce. Interestingly, there seems to be a bit of a... I was going to say there seems to be a water shortage. That's not quite true. It's just it's draining it out of this tank very quickly. So again, it's the Factorio water flow thing, but it seems to be pulling water in suitably quickly. I think we're probably alright. I think this is basically okay. We'll see how much steam we get in there by the time it fills up. Why is that still unloading? Oh, it's taking a lot longer than I'd expect. How much acid have we got down? How much we got? 2. This is nearly half full. This is... okay. And I need to come down here and put down some bits and pieces. Oh yeah, we had an asteroid strike out here, didn't we? A meteor strike out here, sorry. Grr. Okay, drills are all running. That's good. That's another thing sorted. That wasn't even on my list, but I've managed to fix that anyway. Right, next thing on my list is deep space science probes. Rocket fuel is... yeah, well, everything in Factorio is unlimited once you get core miners down. It's the amount of time and stress and pain in the butt it takes to produce it all. That green chest can't be up there. That doesn't work. I'm going to need to put that there. Copy all the settings from there to there. Lift that up. Put in all of those and all of those. There we go. The bots come over and take those out. This now starts chundering away. Chundering? Not chundering. I don't know. Something that doesn't mean vomiting anyway. It starts working anyway. So we're building a probe rocket here, getting it ready. Do auto launch of cargo. That'll get me the science pack I want from here as well. So that should be ticking off the deep space probes. Good. Which is about time, because we are Ooh, nearly half. This ship is nearly half full, so that's going quite quickly. Other things I need to keep an eye on. Right, we've got the naquium coming out here. We've got steam filling up over here. It will be interesting to see how well this steam lasts. We've used, interestingly, so we've used almost 100 degrees since it got here. So we are pulling all of this steam out is using a noticeable amount of the heat from this from the heat battery here. I mean, that's not surprising. That's exactly what you'd expect to happen. But it is interesting to see that it's made quite a noticeable dent in it. What do you mean by build factories in real time? My streams are, yes, me going around playing the game as you normally play the game. The videos are sort of a little bit sort of they're summaries of what I've been up to, basically. How are you doing? 80%. Okay. Ooh, my other ship should be about here by now. The donut. In fact, it's probably been here for absolutely blooming ages because it's much faster than the other ship I was using. Let's park it over here out the way. Bonk. Hopefully that's, yes, that's not, yeah, that's perfect. That's not powering anything, which is what I want because I want to sort of make sure this is all running happily from its own power supply when the ship leaves, which it should do. So that steam tank is more than half full. That's good, and they're all about similar levels. Okay, so, and we've sucked about 350 degrees out of it, including the journey out here. So that looks like, I'm confident that that's going to be more than enough everything. Oh, there goes the probe rocket. I wonder what that noise was. Excellent. Shoof. And so that will now, there we go, there's my deep space science data. Excellent, just what I need. The diagrams I made myself. I pulled the icons out of the space exploration mods files. Essentially, they're all Factorio mods are just zip files, so it's an easy enough thing to do. That's not running. Blacklist. There we go. So it's easy enough to pull the files out of it, and then I just made the pictures. And then then I made the pictures for it in Inkscape. I haven't actually done any of the ones for Deep Space Science yet because I've been very, very, very busy over the last couple of months. So life has just been extremely full. But eventually I'll make the I'll get round to doing it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, technically, I can actually say I am now officially a professional YouTuber because somebody who's really likes my space exploration run through actually dropped a donation into on my channel. No, my tip thing, whatever it's called. And so I can now claim to be a professional YouTuber. Hooray! If anyone else does want to, there should be a link on my YouTube channel. But don't feel you have to. I am mostly doing this for fun. Right, so this is working quite well. That's half of it in there. Now a bit more than half actually. And this is still only on the second. Oh, there we go. The second box has just filled up. So now we're filling up the third box. And pleasingly, that's easily fitted enough through from a single rocket launch. Now, what I would like to avoid if I can, and I don't think I actually can, is to have. I don't want the ship to leave when there's stuff in these underground belts because I believe that does just get lost. Which is obviously a bit unfortunate. It doesn't matter so much for the naquitite, but when you lose, if I lose sort of 40 data or 20, 30, 40 data cards from this bit going, that would be a bit of a shame. But I'm not really. I don't think there's really a particularly good way to get round that, so I'm just going to have to deal with it, I think. I do use creative mod quite a bit. So for the big sort of oh, there goes the second one. For the big sort of outpost things, like, for example, if we take a look at Tulip again, because I've been talking about it quite a lot recently. For things like this I designed all of this in Creative Mod, just to get the ratios right and get the stuff being passed through at the right sort of speed. All of this was designed in Creative Mod. Then I went out and built it up. But little things like building those belts around here, the pipes around here, that sort of thing. I feel like there's not really much point in doing it in Creative Mod because, yeah, okay, I could design it in there. I wouldn't have to worry about all the bits and pieces. But by the time I got it all built up, I might as well have just done it manually. There's not much of an advantage to it, and I just have to go through and do it twice. The spaceships, given the amount of pain in the arse I was having with building this one, doing that on in creative mod might have been worthwhile. I'm not sure. Crushing it here and move let me think about that. I think I didn't initially because I didn't want to set up too much infrastructure out here in deep space. But let's have a look at how that's working. On Tulip. So we're doing the crushing. Oh yeah, so crushing produces stone as well, which is a minor irritate. Oh no, it doesn't. What? Why have I got a stone output if it doesn't produce stone? Okay, so we take the wash, we take the knack, turn the crush knack. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should have been crushing it. So you turn four turns into one. Do they stack to the same level? Yeah, maybe I should be. That stacks to 10. Crush stacks to 10. Yeah, okay. You're quite right. I should be crushing it here on site and then transporting it in its crushed state. Because as you say, I would then get 4 times as much in the spaceship. That's a very good idea. I should definitely do that. Oh, that's a good point. As Tristan points out, you can't use productivity modules in space. However, there's a... It depends what I consider to be the bottleneck. If the bottleneck is is digging up is the amount of naquitite I can dig up, then it makes sense to crush it on Tulip and use the productivity modules in order to get slightly more out of the ore patches. However, if I transport it by if I reckon that these patches of what have I got here? I've got 2.8 million, 4.2 million, 7 million. If I reckon the 7 million is going to be enough, and then plus I can go out to that 7 million and probably find more as well. Oh, for goodness sake, Tulip. Oh, it's taking out a station. Bloody hell. So the well, so yeah, so the if I reckon on instead that there's going to be plenty here, I don't need to worry about the quantities of it, then it would be better to transport it as the crushed stuff and then process it at the other end, even though that would mean it would mean I'd get less out of the ore patches, but it would mean I would get more naquium into my factory more quickly. So yeah, there's 2 different ways of looking at it, and I'm not sure which is better. I have gone for, this one does have the advantage that, as we say, we do have the we are able to then productivity module the entire system, which has a slight advantage, but it also means, as Kodiak points out, no, sorry, as Anton pointed out, that I'd be able to move over 4 times as quickly. I don't know. I'll have a think about it, I guess, or probably say I'll have a think about it and then completely forget. Yes, Factorio isn't GPU intensive. I probably could run the game at 4K, but I don't have a 4K monitor, so it'd probably be kind of wasted. And I don't even know if the game would let you if you don't have a 4K monitor. So no, and also I don't know whether my internet connection is good enough to stream at 4K. Ooh, ship's going. Trying to go. Ship is trying to go. How has the hull stress gone above 1,000 again? I haven't changed anything in the ship. What are you playing at? I am seriously considering getting a 1440p monitor at some point though, because well, because why not, basically. Oh yeah, I was going to put productivity modules in all the miners while I was out here. I don't know if that's... It'd slow things down a bit, but that might be worth it. Maybe full warehouses do make way more than empty ones, but that seems like an absolute nonsense, so I'm hoping not. Where's my next spaceship type reset? Oh, damn it, I need deep space science packs for that, so I can't do that yet. Okay, what am I on at the moment? 666. That's a nice easy number to remember. So does putting these in make it better or worse? It makes it worse. Yeah, it seems to have made it worse. Yeah, you say no productivity modules in space. Can you put them in? You can put them in mining drills in space, though, it turns out, and quite a lot of them, as it seems. But I think I don't want to because it slows it down too much. I know that goes against the reason why I said I was going to use the yeah, yes, but also no. Yeah, yes, mining drills can take mining drills and science labs can take productivity modules then, even if they're in space. How can I make my ship smaller? I could go in a few blocks here, and that's probably going to be enough. It's a small enough problem. Hull stress has gone up. What? Maybe is these things filling up that's causing it? I've got a beacon in the mining field already, so to speed them up a bit. I don't know. I mean, I haven't used any of the plague. I haven't used the plague rocket yet. I haven't actually. I don't think I've even researched it. No, it's gone. It got the hull stress went up when I made the ship smaller. What the hell? I mean, okay, I made the perimeter longer, but those won't even count as part of the ship, actually, will they? Oh, this is really annoying. The ship is so close to the edge of what's possible. What if I do that, just out of curiosity? No, it's gone up. I thought it probably would. 100th. You've got a local vulcanite planet with water. Nice. But yeah, the threat is a bit of a... I see that being a little bit of a problem, yes. How about now? 106.59. Someone said doors might be worse than walls. Let's try that then. 107. No. 104. It's just making up numbers at this point, isn't it? What is going on with this? These numbers are just all over the place. 103. Oh, I can do a little bit of smallering up here, actually, now I look at it. If we take that out, and that out, and that out, I can do that and that. How about now? It hasn't changed. This is a complete and utter nonsense. I swear it. Yes, container stress is absolutely fine. Container stress is 940 out of 1,000. Otherwise, I'd pull out one of these tanks or something. But the it's the hull stress that is current hull. Yeah. Oh, so occupy. What if I take out some of these ghost lasers? Did that have any effect? Each spaceship tile with a wall takes half. Each spaceship tile without a wall takes 1. So if that's correct, so we've got at the moment I've got my hull stress is 1,003. So if you so you're saying if I take out 6 squares and turn them into 7, that should now be okay. But it's gone up. No, so that's what you're saying, gals, is I mean it might be in the fact, but it's wrong. Because each of these should have knocked half off because it's turned from a spaceship tile without a wall to a spaceship tile with a wall. But actually, it's made it worse. now done that. That bring it down back down to 103, 103, 104. Yeah, okay, let's try that as well. No, don't put them. Don't just put them back in. Okay, well it's gone. Yes, okay. Taking the laser out was a helpful. Oh dear. Right, I think next on my list of things to do is going to have to be doing the first deep space science, just so I can get the next level of spaceship integrity and not have that massive headache again. Right. Okay. So let's see. I've got steam in deep space. That now seems to be working. Crossing that off. I've moduled oil, so I'll cross that off. And plastic was already moduled, so I'll take that out as well. Deep space probes are working, so I can take that one off. So there's now two things left on my list: Deep Space Science 1 and copper core mining. Right. Phew. No, yeah, that's a little Informatron. All right, let's actually have a look at these things, shall we? Spaceships with steam. Spaceships. Based on the size and shape of the ship. Okay. Two values not added together. 280. Long, thin ships are less sturdy than more rotund design. So I should modify the ship to be short and fat, basically. Okay, well that's something to consider for the future. Right, so now we are happily filling up all of these warehouses with the naquitite as it comes out of the mining areas, and we are using up the steam gradually, should we say. I think this is probably going to last quite a while. Let's link them all together and put in a pylon so that I can link to this. Actually, this will do. Right, so now I can tell at a glance I've got 343,000 steam, and we'll see. Ideally, this would be enough steam to fill all of these up, and then if these are all full, when the spaceship gets back, it just has to load up from the warehouses, and it can blast straight off again. I'll have those. Give. No, I won't, because I'm in this mode. Are there still some? Yes, there's still some bots. There's some construction bots in there. They shouldn't be there. Actually. Oh, let's leave them there. They might as well. They might come in useful. Let's not actually. They've just been dumped in with all the rest of my bots. Okay, so I think I'm now done in Realm of Shadows. It's time to head back home again and start thinking about deep space science or something like that. Now, before I go, can anyone think of anything I've forgotten? Apart from having a radar in the middle of here. Let's go and do that, because otherwise I'll feel silly. Actually, it's not so important in this mod, because you've got the navigation satellite to see. So it probably doesn't matter. But jetpack, there we go. So, but I think I'll put the radar in there anyway, because it looks a bit cleaner and makes more sense. Okay, so Realm of Shadows, is everything working? I think so. We saw this unload happily. We saw this run successfully. This should probably be linked in. Actually, we should link. No, this will run when the ship arrives, and that's probably about the only time it really needs to. So that's fine. This is all running happily, merrily, diggy diggy diggy. Well, there's no modules down here, so this one's going to run a bit more slowly, but never mind. I could. Is there a nice place to put modules in the middle? There is. I could put them where that radar is and move the radar up a bit. Let's do that before I leave. Just boost the amount of naquitite I'm digging up. So we'll grab that, replace it with one of these, bonk, and then fill that up with some of them and some of them. That'll boost the amount of power a bit, but never mind. How much power are we using now? Oh no, that's hit minus 80%. Let's put another speed module in. Doop. Minus 30%. Okay, that'll do. Steam usage rate, that's a good question. It was on 343 when I looked at it before. It's now on 335, so it's used less than 10. And these are half full, so I think steam is not going to be a problem. I do need to put in meteorite defense guns. That'd be an idea. I don't really care. It doesn't reach all of the drills, but it really reaches enough of them that I think it's probably sufficient. Um, yeah, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 drills on the edge that it doesn't quite reach, but the rest of them it does. So I think that's fine. It's close enough. Oop, game lurch a bit there, but let's actually put the radar in down there as I was intending to. Okay. So, have I forgotten anything? I don't think I have. I think that's everything I want to do here. I will think about bringing some pulverizers out here at some point. In fact, I'll write that down because otherwise I'll forget. Pulverize knack in deep space 4 times packing efficiency. Yeah. So I'll have a yes I'll pulverize and mechanical facilities. Same thing, just different surfaces, as you say. Right. Let's go back to Norvis orbit. No, Norvis orbit. Get it right. If I ever land this ship on Norvis, it's never leaving. So I don't want to do that. And by never leaving, I mean I'll probably have to take it apart and carry it out off planet in my pocket, which is not the ideal way to travel with the spaceship. Now, what's going to be mildly interesting is to see whether whether the donut can actually catch up with the naquium on the way back, and I suspect it probably can because it probably moves at about twice the speed. So let's have a look at gear often, because this is where I'm going to consider going to put a consider putting a, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Another core mining facility in order to get more copper in. It's a very purple planet. It's got interesting. It's got a lot of iron on it as well. But unfortunately, I'm not sure. It's the thing it's going to dig up with the core miner is going to be copper ore fragments. So the rest of it's not quite so useful. It does claim to have a slight threat rating. I don't see any dangers here, but it's probably going to be worth putting a ring of lasers round my mine, because mining is a disgustingly dirty process, as we all know, and therefore produces lots of pollution, and so you get sad biters around, and sad biters are also hungry biters, and will come over and bite your miner off. So it seems to be completely free of biters in the area I've explored so far, so that's pretty promising. Do biter meteors? I would imagine so. I haven't tried using plague yet, but yeah, I could. I don't think I actually need. I mean, I do have a space beam, but I don't think I actually need to deal with it particularly. I'll just go out and put out some lasers, and that'll probably be sufficient. And just keep a little bit of an eye on it, or go out there and glaive it when it first gets attacked, or whatever. We'll see. Should be fine. But this is going to be quite small and compact. All I'm going to build is essentially this, but with it all dumping straight into the trains instead of going anywhere else. So it's not going to be a particularly big setup. How big is Gear-Offen actually? 1389. Oh, it's even smaller than Myokin. So I'm not going to get a huge amount of stuff off this planet. Oh, good point. Good point. And it's quite a long way from the sun as well, so it's not going to get a great deal of power from solar. No, it is a waterless planet, so makes me wonder how the biters survive. But yeah, that means that I'm going to have power issues. I'm going to have to transport water out there. My existing facility, my current train system doesn't do water, and I don't really want to modify it in order to do so. I could use solar and just accept that it'll shut down overnight, but then the lasers might shut down overnight, or the lasers would shut down overnight. unless they have accumulators. I could dump an enormous quantity of ammunition on it and just just use machine gun turrets all the way around. I could assume that it's probably not going to get attacked. I mean, that's probably dumb, but it might work for a while. Could go somewhere else. What else am I short of? I'm also a bit short of coal, so I could go to Greenleaf. That's the point, actually. Let's have a look at the pollution. That was not the button I wanted to press. What was I looking at? Where am I just doing core mining? Am I just doing core mining anywhere? Myokin's probably the best one to look at. Or not. And I haven't got any planets I'm just doing core mining on. Oh, well, I think on Asalia, I'm doing it quite away from anywhere else. Anything else that could be Asalia? I didn't mean Asalia. I meant Kothar. I'm doing it a fair way away from anything else. So let's see what the looks like. It looks like there's some pollution coming from here, about as much as is coming from this mine. I'd guess. And this is running much more constantly. That one's basically stopped because we're producing more than enough iridite from the core mining to keep the entire system running. Oh yeah, here's another one where I should come in and put in some of these across here. Actually, there's two of them are being... Maybe not. Oh, I see. So rather than doing the pulverization stage, just do straight copper fragment straight to Norvis. Could do that. I wouldn't be much harder than what I'm doing at the moment. Problem is, I think I'm a bit short of space on Norvis. Where is it? It happens here. So actually, maybe not. I could put in a I could put in a decent size pulverizing facility down here somewhere to deal with all of the copper ones, or over here. At that rate, I probably end up needing iron ones. Actually, I don't have an iron planet, which is annoying. It seems a little bit odd. I don't have an iron planet in my solar system, is what I actually meant by that. I've got cryonite there, stone, just more and more stone, holmium, oil, iridium, more cryonite, oil, copper, vita, and so on. I think I've got everything except iron, which is a bit of a shame because I do seem to be getting through quite a lot of iron, but not quite as much as I'm getting through copper. Or I go out to one of these. There's no point. Actually, you can't use core miners in deep space. That's silly. The copper one would help. At least then I'd only be worrying about trying to get iron from places. And actually, looking at that planet, Gerofen, there's quite a lot of room for iron miners on there. But as you say, there's that blooming power problem again. Oh, it's true actually. Yeah, it's a fairly small planet. Let's scan it and then glaive it. Do I still have an unused glaive? No, I don't. But oops. Kaleidosorbit. Oh, I do. What's this one doing? Oh, this is the one for energizing spaceships, right? I'll leave that one alone for now. What have we got here? You're doing Tulip. How is Tulip getting on for heat? Hot. Okay. Right, let's use that one then. I want you to go for Gerofen, and I want you to autoglaive. I don't know. Where do we start? There's nothing on the planet. I see no biters. I suppose it doesn't matter. The beam will presumably go and find them. There's a lot of copper patches on this planet. Not surprisingly, given that it's, a copper planet. Autoglaive. Zoom. That didn't do much. So I guess the it's not doing anything until it finds those 3% biters that are somewhere on the planet. But I can just leave this running and it'll find them all fairly soon. So I think given the amount of space I've already explored and there is nothing there, it's probably going to be pretty safe to head out there and set something up. So how are we doing on the flight back? 7 minutes left. Okay. Bonk. Right into the shields. I wonder what happens when the shields get down to 0. And obviously, presumably they just re-energize over time. If they get down to 0, they disappear until they've re-energized or something. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's the thought. I could put shields up around all around the base, but again, needs power. So yeah, and if there's no need for defenses, then I can just slap down a massive quantity of solar panels and say, well, it's just going to run during the day. Who cares? Yeah, that's fine. And if I don't pulverize, then that's going to take at least some of the power demands out. And these are by far the most. But what we've got here, we've got 50 megawatts, and these are 150 kilowatts. So yeah, it's actually I might as well just pulverize it on the planet as well, because why not? It's not going to make a lot of difference to the amount of power usage, amount of power used. Okay, so let's take a copy of this. Including tiles, some spaceship. Oh right, yes, because I'll need an additional spaceship. So let's do that as well, and train stop names and trains. Can I remove 2 of the trains? Yes, I can. Must be careful not to get the railway lines as well. Well, there's some spare railway lines up there, actually. I don't need any of this. There's some spare railway lines up there. It's just getting rid of them all. Let's put all those back in, just so they're there as spares. Get rid of all of this as well up here, because I don't need any of this stuff. Because I'm not going to be transporting the copper around on this planet. And then I can do my usual trick of setting up a requester for this pile of stuff. And I should probably do that from Norvis, really, because I think that's where most of my stuff is. Do I need these roboports? Oh, I need a power supply. No, I was going to do the power supply with a large quantity of solar, so I'll make sure I have some of that. Oops. Oh well, never mind. Right, I'll probably do... basic core mining. That's a very good idea. Yes, I'll correct the balancer when I go out there. In fact, let's just remove this, and I'll make sure I've got an excess of belts and things with me as well. But yeah, correcting that balancer would be a very good idea. Never sure where to put these so I don't lose them. Oh, it'll be on the pace buffer anyway. Is it still there? No, it's not there. So say I always seem to lose my blueprints for some reason. Right. Yeah, so when I get back to Norvis orbit, I can drop down to Norvis and then go and get the shield's taking beating, and go and get the all the bits and pieces I need for that build, and then go over and get that built put up. And I reckon I can probably get that done pretty much straight away. Yeah, it's designed to be nice and quick in order to get, because I get impatient, and this is for transporting me around. So yeah, I can do a speed of 175, 191 when the power is actually working properly. I probably need to extend this ship a little bit as well and put in another couple of these put in some more of these turbines and actually link the damn things up properly. So it needs to be 4 longer in order to get everything in, which is getting kind of chonky, but what can you do? It's a ridiculous thing. So this turbine generator is producing steam faster than this turbine generator is using it up, and because Factorio considers all of the things to be the same priority level, because they're all steam power, what ends up happening is this pipe fills up, this ends up cutting out, and then you have to get and then all the power comes from this generator, which isn't powerful enough to power the entire ship. So the ship loses power until this generator is run for long enough to use up all of the steam in this pipe. At which point this kicks back in again, fills the pipe back up, and you start again from where you got to. Yes, the right-hand one doesn't have any output because there's no water pipes, because there's nowhere for the water pipes to go. I did try doing that before, but you can't output from a generator into here and have it just go through there. Even though it looks like the pipes should be linked, they're not. So it doesn't really help. So yeah, it's a bit crap, and it's something I have fixed on my other ship with much. Show me my ship. Why does the search not work? That one. It's something I fixed on here by putting in additional turbines, and this does work. Yes, this works perfectly because the additional turbines produces enough sort of priority for them that it keeps the whole thing going. These engines are smoking as well. It's just that's the graphics, and if they don't have power, then they just produce little plumes of smoke at the back if they're trying to. Is it only 2? Okay. Well, the problem is I couldn't come up with a way to wind this pipe back through and hook it onto this one without making massive changes to the ship, and I couldn't be bothered to do that. Maybe I should though, given this seems to be a bit more crap than normal. Probably save more time than I spend on doing this. There we go. If I put that down the side of there and down the side of there, I'll have some ugly bulges on the sides of my ship, but at least it'll fly. Don't need any of this pipe still, except that one. And then I have an underground pipe there to there, and now it should work. Go please. Oh dear. I've run out of ion stream. Oh no. Right. That's a problem. Hell. I'm practically there as well. I'm just outside Kalidus. But I've run out of fuel. Oh no. That's really stupid. I've not been keeping enough of an eye on my yeah. Yes, the engines are smoking because they're out of fuel, not because they're out of electricity. Yes. Okay. That's problematic. I guess I need to... Oh, ion canisters. Yeah, so I can put some ion stream in canisters. I need to send this naquifier back out to pick me up. In fact, let's just do that now. Let's not mess around. Go to the donut. Go and pick me up. Oh dear, how much heat's this got left? 9,300. How much ion stream? It's got loads of ion stream, so this has been kept nice and full. Oh god, yeah, ion canister unpacking is going to be a big machine as well, isn't it? Oh dear. If we can put ion stream, so we can put this in a canister, you're saying. No, you can't. Yeah, the landing site for my other personal ship is automated. I just haven't got around to doing this one yet. And I'm now regretting it. So yeah, I need to take out copper plate and plasma stream. Plasma stream you can get out of a canister, so I need a plasma stream. So I need to take out copper and stone to make... No, I need to take out plasma canisters. And then I need to have a particle accelerator in order to make the ion stream. Jeez. If only I could just attach one ship to the other in order to tow it. Yeah, I mean, I'll just have to make a big extra section here. Put in a couple of machines, a big extra section here. Put in a couple of machines to do it, and oh dear. That's annoying. However, fortunately, I don't need to come out here for a little while. Oh dear. How far away are you? 2 minutes away. Oh dear. Yeah, I've just got so used to the ion stream lasting forever that it turns out it doesn't actually last forever. I can't like no, it can't. These ships can't land on the ground. They don't have any booster tanks for takeoff. So it's only yeah, orbit would be possible. Um, hmm. Is it moving at all? Yes, it's moving. No, I'm looking at the wrong ship. Okay, it's moving at 0.37. 20 hours to get there. Where is the first orbit that it'll get to? I could tell it to stop in Kalidas asteroid belt 2, I suppose, and then go out and then yeah, because you can't get you can't get one ship to land next to sort of stop next to another ship. Um, they won't. You can get your personal self from one ship to another ship, but you can't park two ships next to each other and have them and then because my first thought was to transfer some of the ion stream out of the naquifier into the donut and then fly back with that. But you can't do that. It's going to have to get to Kalidas asteroid belt first. So let's stop this first, so that the other ship can actually get to it. Here it comes. And when that one arrives, presumably I tell mine to fly to there, and it'll go do it. It will get there because it doesn't take any time at all because it's so close. And it'd be nice. It'd be nice if the other ship would just sort of say, "Yeah, where do you want to dock next to this one?" But no such luck. Right, so I need to say this one needs to go to the naquifier. Take no time to get there at all because it's infinitely close. I can board it. That allows me to escape. Get on the ship. There we go. Then I can say I want you to go to... where is this supposed to be going? This is supposed to be going to Norvis orbit, so let's do that. I said let's do that. Type in the box. There we go. Norvis orbit. Yeah, I've seen... I've heard a trick you can do where you build two spaceships with just one piece of spaceship wall connecting them together, and then you fly that around, and then you can detach one and use it like a shuttle. That's quite a nice idea, but not particularly useful in this case. Right, you are to fly to... what's it called? Kalidas asteroid belt 2. Go. This is going to take many hours to get there. But that's probably not so much of an issue. It's going to take about 2 hours to get there. So I'll go off and do other stuff for a couple of hours. And then I can go and rescue it, I guess. At least there's plenty of electricity available. That's the only thing it's got. That's one thing it's got going for it. We've still got gallons of water in here, and yeah. Okay, so in 2.5 hours, I shall go and rescue it. Right, great. Well done, Laurence. Still 3 minutes away from Norvis orbit. Right, so my plan was well, I've got just about enough bolt-on rocket fuel engines. True, but would I be able to generate enough? Would I be able to carry? I'd need to carry an awful lot of fuel out there to power it home. a lot of rocket fuel. I think it's probably actually going to be easier to go out there with some stone, some copper, a particle accelerator, and a whatever it is that makes plasma. Build all that up. Oh, I see. You mean as a sort of to get to get past the 2.5 hour bit. Yeah, that's that's possible actually. And then yeah, but I think 2.5 hours is going to be the middle of the next stream, and in that time I can start working on the copper core mining and on the deep space science, and go from there. And it'd be nice to have deep space science so I can make this number here a little bit bigger. And I've got another personal ship to play with, so I can do that when I get there. Okay, how's the gear off and exploration going? Let's have a look at that while we're waiting. Map. Oop, done. So a 3% threat apparently means no threat at all. I find this acceptable. And also somewhat surprising, but okay. I don't see any red on here. Maybe I guess the 3% is a low enough percentage that there just happens to not be any. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right then. No need to worry about weaponry at all, or plague rockets or any of that sort of other shenaniganry. I'm still thinking about what the best way to power this would be. I could do it by beam, and have have a receiver chest, delivery cannon chest that's accepting ice, and then set up a delivery cannon on frost to lob ice blocks at the planet. Because the amount of water you get through with the new posh power plants is pretty low. Or I could just go sod it. Let's use solar. Blap. Put down a load of solar, but it's so little. That yeah, I don't know. All right, let's try glaving the planet anyway. You autoglaive. Zop. Nope. Energy beam emitter says no. I should probably point this back at Miyokin, actually. I think this is pointed at Miyokin. No, not Miyokin. Must have been Tulip. Tulip. But I should set it off glaive before I fire it as well. Where is Tulip? There it is. Pew! Energize. Okay, I don't need to turn it off glaive. I just need to select a different thing. Solar is... I don't know. Solar is really, really good in some places. In space, it's really good. Like here, we're making 12 megawatts per panel, which is kind of good. But then on Frost, for example, do I have any solar panels on Frost? Yeah, here we're making 2.3 kilowatts per solar panel. So it depends where you are and what's. Okay, granted, these are the crappy vanilla solar panels, and the others were the shiny red space exploration solar panels. But the point is, here we're running at a minus 78% efficiency, and in Calidus orbit, because we're really, really close to the sun, they're running at 1400% efficiency, which is why we use these things to then transfer the power to where it's a bit more needed. Right. Okay, we've made it. Ship is unloading. None of these things are lined up, of course, so none of the other ones are unloading. I need to fix that. Sharpish. So, interestingly, this one happens to have lined up. This one's quite close as well, so let's do that. And then this one is blooming miles away. So, but let's bring that one down like this. Just because I don't know, I just feel... What? No. Like that. There we go. Choomp. And then here, we'll come out here like this. Twelve gigawatts emitter, blimey. I think my entire... Oh, that's wrong. I think my entire system is about 12 gigawatts at most. How's this emptied already? Oh, right, that was the one that was in the right place. Okay, that's right. Let's hide my shame at having got that in the wrong place. There we go. Right, there we go. Now it's emptying nicely. Okay. Right, so this ship, I think I can now just leave to run back and forth, and everything will be happy and hunky dory. How are things going on Tulip? Let's just check the other end of this system, make sure it is actually working. Over here, the spaceship isn't here, so probably working. Is Oracle the? Is this the one that? Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's working fine. This ship needs a better name. What do you think, chat? I don't want to call it the Oracle. I want to, but I do. This is the one that takes the naquium from Norvis orbit to Tulip and then back again. So I don't know, some sort of pun on naquium, please. Yes, Delta V required will tell you from wherever you currently have selected. So if I'm here in Norvis orbit and I select Trelos, it will tell me it costs 7,231 Delta V from Norvis orbit. If I was looking at Calidus orbit and I looked at Trelos, then it would tell me it's 8,844 from Calidus orbit. So yeah, it varies. Oh, I see. Not that I'm aware of, but that doesn't mean no. Yeah, I'm not aware of it telling you that, but but it's not something I've actually looked at, and therefore I wouldn't like to say for sure. I think I need to drop these numbers because I reckon I have more than I need at the other end. Okay, so I'm digging up. Let's see, I'm digging up 1,500 naquitites, and it takes 20 sulfuric acid to get one. So 1,500. Yeah, 1,500, 3,000, 30,000. So I need 30,000 sulfuric acid, which means I need 3,000 sulfur per, and which I've got set to 5,000. So drop this to 3,000. So that should be the right amount. And 3,000 divided by 5, which is 600. 600 on this one. So that'll bring those down to appropriate amounts, and I won't build up excessive quantities in either place. There and knack again. Very good. Yes. Okay. Okay, leopard. Yes, I like that one, especially because it brings it both directions. All right, we'll go for that. Let's see if I can fit that in the name. Why is this flickering? I don't care. Ah, puns. Right. No, Max. That wasn't underground. That was deep space. This is space, not underground. You can tell by I'm not sure how you could be able to possibly tell. Possibly by just knowing, and by the fact there's rockets and spaceships everywhere. So this is the whole space exploration part of space, I guess. Yeah, spaceship logic has a lot of stuff in it, and it's mostly sort of a bit. I won't say it's beyond me, but it's sort of there's a lot of it, and it's kind of complicated. And I'm not going to claim I understand all of it, but I've sort of worked out in just about enough of it that I haven't worried too much about it. Right, what was I going to do next? Oh yes, I was going to go down to Norvis and get all the bits I need to make that thing, make that core mining system. So, right, Norvis orbit, let's drop down to Norvis. I've got full fuel tanks, so I'm going to be able to escape. That's good. It's always nice to be able to escape. Yes, exactly. You float around into if I step out of here, then I just sort of drift vaguely in space like this, or I can turn on my jetpack and I can then actually just fly around and have a bit of control over where I go. But I can't fly inside a spaceship because that'd be crazy. Yeah. Is there any point in taking the optimally correct amount of fuel? Um, does it have any sort of advantages like there's less weight or anything? Yeah, I could. I think I'm just going to stick with filling everything up completely and just going, yep, that's enough. Top her up, blip, 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 blip. Because I don't. I was going to say I don't think that the amount of stuff you have in your spaceship affects the amount of the affects the amount of fuel it uses or anything like that. However, having seen what happened with my naquitite spaceship when it couldn't take off because it had got somehow magically got bigger. Um, Maybe that's not so true. I don't know. Right. Logistics request. I want to order. Where is it? Factory planner. Logistics request manager. That one. I want to have all my windows on top of each other. Where's the? Oh, is it this one? Yeah, this one. Make me one of those, please. All of that stuff. I'm not in. I touched down in not. I'm not inside the logistics network. That's stupid. Put that there. All right. Okay, apparently we're collecting all the stuff from here, but sure. I want to put these up by a decent amount because I'm going to need a lot of I'm going to need more. Basically, I'm going to need more belts than I thought I needed because I'm going to redesign the splitter correctly. There are a few things I've moved here and there, and I'd like to have a load of spare ones just in case I've forgotten something. So let's bump those numbers up a bit. Let's get rid of that because I never want one of those. Um, Otherwise, that looks quite good. That should be should. Oh, I forgot the spaceship parts. That was dumb. I'm not going to be able to build the spaceship. Okay, I'll have to build the spaceship when I get back to space. Or alternatively, actually, if I what I should have done is put this here, except I can't because it won't fit. Um, what's that? Oh, radars. What? Why was there a pile of radars on the floor? So I put that there, and then oh my image. No, fails, all's failed. No. Um, um, right. That's probably better. Have all of this stuff back because I actually shouldn't have picked any of this up. That was a mistake. And hopefully all of this will get provided across there. Why is there some rail on the floor? I don't know. Right, let's try to stop getting things wrong, shall we? That would be nice, wouldn't it? So in here, let's put all the stuff I'm trying to request. So all of that, and that, and that. And probably some of them. Them. It'd help if I actually played this game properly and didn't just sort of yeah thought things through a little bit more before I just sort of picked up things and put them down again at random. But I don't think that's likely to happen. So you're just stuck with what you're getting at the moment, I'm afraid. Stations. I don't know why you occasionally get random unknowns in there like that, but never mind. Why is there coal and stone being requested? That's weird. Is that all of this stuff that I've been brought and randomly picked up that I shouldn't have done? No. All right, let's just not worry about having more stuff that I don't actually necessarily want. Worst case, I end up with a bit more of everything than I need, and I think that's probably going to happen anyway. So we'll just let this load up with all the bits it thinks I need. Then I'm going to fly back to Norvis orbit, get all the parts for the spaceship as well, because I didn't really plan ahead very well, as is traditional. That was why I got up as well. What's all the pipe for? Maybe I dumped that in there out of my own inventory. It's getting a bit late, so I'm starting to think fuzzily. Looking back at chat a little bit, my scrolling seems to have stopped working for some reason, which is very unhelpful. Yeah, so yeah, there's no underground in this particular mod pack. Yes, there are lots and lots of different planets. I've got a whole list of places I can go. These are all the places I've discovered so far, and the ones with the icons down the side here are ones that I've actually been to and done things on. Spaceships maths. Yes, you probably could. Okay, good night, Max. I don't think I've just answered your name. Answered your questions, but never mind. So yeah, I've actually that's the first time I've never actually managed to completely strand myself. I think earlier today was the first time I accidentally stranded one of my spaceships. So I'm doing fairly well from that point of view. So each of the icons sort of represents a different thing. They're not really. In fact, the only one that's gaming is really is the cog one. So the cog one is supposed to represent. It represents Factorio, obviously, because that's the game I'm sort of most obsessed with, I suppose. Then the car one, the car, skiing, and is it a no, it's a drill, I think, is the other one. They're all represented. They're all the real world things I tend to get up to, or at least some of the real world things I get up to. So we've got lots of the car stuff. Is fairly self-explanatory. I've did the car mods, track days, that sort of thing. So I'm just checking what I've got in here. Let's put this clamps in just to get the thing happy. And then the skiing is, well, I did a couple of skiing videos and then I wasn't able to go skiing again because COVID. So, okay, we're still waiting for some of these. They're being made a bit slowly. Yeah, because then, oh no, I've got them all there. That's the wrong place. That's the wrong box. Yeah, then COVID happened, so I've stopped being able to make any skiing videos, which is a bit sad because one of my skiing videos has been astonishingly successful and had about 5,000 views. So I'd like to make more. And actually, I just want to go skiing again because I'm really rather fond of it. So yeah, the different images, they represent different things I do rather than they're not all games. That said, I was asked by some people who've been producing mods for Snowtopia, which is a ski resort tycoon game, if I'd be interested in doing some showcasing videos for the various mods they've been producing. So yeah, at that point, I think it's only going to be the drill that doesn't really represent something I do in gaming. And I suppose I could sort of say that in a way it's only the gear at the moment that doesn't represent anything I do in real life. Although perhaps I could sort of claim that some of the DIY stuff maybe the gears kind of apply. It's a bit of a stretch, but I could sort of almost claim it. Right. The other advantage of coming back here like this is that I can refill the tanks with fuel a bit, so get a little bit more of that in there somewhere. Get a bit more of that into the tanks, although not that I'm going to need it because Gear-Offen is such a small planet that blasting off from it is going to be very, very straightforward. Actually, if I let it refuel, I'll be able to fly straight back to Norvis and start working on the system down there to deal with the copper ore that's going to be coming in. Yes, I'm sure there will be I'm sure there is a DIY simulator out there somewhere. Whether it's going to be remotely interesting, I don't know. Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah, all right. Drill can represent Minecraft. That works nicely. DIY gears. Yeah, there's gears in the car. I guess that sort of kind of maybe counts. I don't know. I think that's probably going to be it's certainly enough fuel to get to Gear-Offen and take off again. So let's do that. Worse, if I land on Norvis and I can't take off from there, then it doesn't really matter very much. Ooh, how many solar panels have I got? 20, 40, 68, 69. It's a decent number. Let's get some more, because it's going to be so far out of everywhere. Would you prefer it if I said cogs rather than gears, Tristan? Would that make you happy? Let's get another 35. That should be plenty, even for even for a bit further out to the solar system. And then I can decide whether I want to come back and do beam power later. Gear off and go. 2 minutes. That's not too bad. Only slightly sarcastic. Must be a record. Yeah, I feel like I use more cables in this than I use cogs. I haven't had to think about gears for a very long time, but I feel like I've made various different types of cables. But let's have a look. How many gears do I make compared to cables in all time? I've made 5.8 million iron gears, but 177 million copper cable. Well, there we go then. There's a difference. No wonder I'm getting through so much copper. Yeah, I get through a lot more copper cable than I get through gears. Now we know. 1 minute, 1 minute and a half. Okay, so copper core mining, that's one of the things high up on my list, as I said. I'm going to put rescue spaceship on my list as well, because just so I don't forget where it's gone. Rescue spaceship. That's fairly important. And yeah, I can think about maybe doing the naquium crushing in deep space as well. That's a sort of a... It feels like a good idea, I think, having now pondered it a little bit more. It means I'm going to need to go down over to Tulip as well and change some things on down there. But I think it's, yeah, totally going to be worth it. In fact, thinking of, let's have a quick look at Realm of Shadows. See how its steam supply is holding up. There we go. We're full. Why are they saying no power? We've got full steam. We've got full water as well. Damn it. I forgot that would happen. Let's do that then. Next time I go out there, I'll have to try and remember to put those down. That's going to be problematic. Yeah, water. Yeah, the water's clogged up. I don't have any sort of robotacy around here, do I? I mean, I've got the tiny little bit of it over here, but there's not got any power, and that's it. So I can't fix that. Oh well. Oh, good point. Yeah, if I go out of map mode, yes, if I empty one of these tanks, yeah, bloop. Oh, but the pump doesn't work. All right, get rid of. Oh, I've got to get rid of full system contents. That feels like a lot, but I get it. I better. Yeah, this needs some rethinking. I need to put in a pump in here to control whether it pumps through here, basically. Oh no, I don't. This if I reprogram this to say 8K, that'll give us a lot more free space in these. Yeah, because it's already way over that. Yeah, that's a good point. There's an enormous amount of water tied up in all of these tanks. So what I actually need is just as many tanks on the other. Is it a one-to-one doing steam? I'm going to assume it is for now. Yeah, the water's limited by this pump. Presumably that means I need just as many tanks on this side as I do on this side. 99%. Okay, so basically one-to-one. So I still need the same number of tanks. So I'll need to head out there again and fix that. Sigh. On the plus side, I've arrived at Gear Offen, so let's land. Now, I think I don't actually care where I land. However, I think it will probably, just in case, I'm going to touch down next to a really big iron patch. 9 million, 1 million, 8, 15. Just in case I decide I want to chuck iron into here as well. So there's one up here that's 15 million. Yeah, I do need to. Was it this one? Was this the 15 million? No, north of here. I do need to start doing more with Spidertrons. I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't, and I haven't really got a good excuse for it. Let's land here. Bloop. Okay, so we are going to use the stuff from this doobery in order to make. No, not you. In order to make you. Yes. And we're going to do it. Go away. Where am I going to put this? So I want to be able to add the iron to it relatively easily. So let's put this here. And then I can feed the iron in somehow. Put that, yeah, put that there. Has it put the whole thing down? Yes, it has. Good. Don't need any of this. What am I doing? Don't need any of this. Well, I guess I'll put down what I can with my bots first, because I might as well. Apparently I have quite a lot of the stuff I need for this. I may have brought more than I needed to. Quite a lot of this stuff. No. Just no. Build. And while this is running, I need to put down another one of those in the... Oh. Is it going to reach? Not without losing that signal. Let's do that temporarily. Oh, not without losing the railway line. Oh, well, never mind. Like that. Like that. Right, and now... Oh, yes, and I need to put some bots in here as well. So let's put... Where are my bots? Bots? Bots. Those. They can now do it. That should now be sufficient to finish this whole shenaniganery off, I think. I think unless I've screwed up somewhere, which is entirely possible. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. All of this should be able to build itself. However, I do also need a massive number of these in here. Don't really need that. And think unless things go wrong. I mean, sure, things are bound to go wrong, but I'm still hopefully I don't need it. I need a big pylon, one of them. Yep, that can go there to get all of those. In fact, from there, it gets almost all of everything. Bloody hell. Put row after row of these in. And obviously I'm going to need another roboport up here to get that built. So put that there. Is it powered? It is powered, that's convenient. Right, so here I need to put in a, what is this? This is a 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5. So let's do this properly. Blueprints, 4 to 5 balancer. It's going to be, oh no, it'll fit in there. There we go, put it there. Right, so there we go, that's that in there. Now, why is the building stopped? Oh, because that's a blue thing. I need to replace. Yes, forgot that in very, very important step. There we go. Construction can resume. Within hindsight, I should have landed the spaceship a little bit closer, but oh well, c'est la vie. There's a lot of stuff missing in this spaceship over here. The walls around the edges don't seem to have got put in, but... Oh, why isn't my chat auto-scrolling? That's really annoying. There might have been a... First rocket science... Well, I think... Oh yeah, so I do. Thank you. Let's get rid of those. First space science to do. I think probably either astro or energy. I think they're probably the best ones to start with, because they're probably the simplest. Biological is the most sort of fiddly and awkward, and it kind of smells because it's biology. Why are these not being built? Oh, here they come. Okay. So yeah, biological is probably not the one to start with. Astro has sort of various throughput issues in it to make it slightly more complicated. Material has a lot. Material's not too bad actually. You have to deal quite a lot of scrap from it, but it's not so bad. Energy has high energy requirements, so it sort of doesn't matter a great deal. Each one has its own challenges, and so you can basically start with whichever one you want to, and you'll probably find that it's challenging, but hopefully not too challenging. I accept that's not really an answer, but the whole point is that it's sort of supposed to be reasonably balanced in that you can start with whichever one you want, and you can then decide whether you want to go deep or wide. So you can either do all of Astro, for example, or you can start off doing the first one of each one and then move on to the tier 2s. So yeah, that's a good point. Have a look at the science, the things the science packs unlock particularly for the tier 1, and see which ones you fancy the most. Because if you decide you really want one of the things that's unlocked by material 1, then it makes sense to go for it. If you decide you really want some of the things that are unlocked by one of the others, then go for that. It's very much a sort of just do whichever one you fancy and whichever one works for what you're trying to do. What I was trying to do was put some rail down. I managed to distract myself. Just for a change. Right, the bots are doing a reasonable job of building this. I think I probably should have brought more of them with me. Do I still have some in my inventory? There seem to be some flying to and from me. Like that. Maybe okay, I do appear to have a couple. Literally a couple. Okay. Wonder where they came from. Ah, good. These have started working. That's a good start. We've dug up a little bit of the copper ore, the copper core fragments there. That's a start. I should set these now to start processing copper ore fragments rather than the vulcanite ones. Right, and then that'll flow all the way down here. We then need to get rid of these. Like this. In fact, I can get rid of some of these underground belts as well, just for, sake of efficiency. In fact, at that point, why doesn't this just come straight across here? And this one as well. Don't need any of this. And in fact, this one's even more ridiculous. That can just go straight through there. Stop bouncing off rocks. No. It's the problem with being back on planets. There are rocks in the way all the time. Okay, so that'll pour all of that through there into here. This will load the train up. Oh, I haven't got fuel for the train. That's a thing. I might have to go around and start smashing rocks to try and find some I might have to go around and start smashing rocks just to try and find some coal for it. But these all seem to be rocks rather than coal rocks, which is a bit of a problem. Is there... Oh, there's a bit of, some coal over there. I might need, or actually there's some there a bit closer. I might have to nip over and get a little bit of that just to get the trains going. They get refueled on Norvis automatically, so that's a nice easy way of doing it. Yeah, I don't know, because... Oh, here comes some stuff starting to flow through. Nice. I reckon that... what did I reckon? I reckoned as I was doing it, I found the tier 2 of each science to be easier than the tier 1 of each science. And I think that was because by that point I had an idea of how that science sort of felt, the sort of things you were supposed to do for it. So it was easier because of that. Where's my blueprint? So, oh no, I don't want to put down the whole thing again. I just want to put down that little corner of it. Can I edit a blueprint? Yes, I think I can. Is it right-click to it? Yeah, right-click to open. Okay. So the only bit I want is the spaceship over here. I want to delete all the rest of it. I don't think there's an easy way to do that, though. I can sort of do this and delete bits of it. Oh, it's mainly these sort of bits that I want to definitely get rid of around here. Because these bits have changed. And all this around here is not required at all. There's no point in putting any of this down. It would be nice if you could just draw a box over a blueprint and sort of change big swathes of it relatively easily. Okay, that'll have to do. Because now I need to get the outer walls onto my spaceship. No, don't do that bit. Like that. Okay. So the train... no. The trains go away on the spaceship and are refueled at the other end. So the trains go onto the spaceship. The trains don't load the spaceship up. The trains are taken away. So... Yes? Kind of. The spaceship does bring fuel for the trains, but it brings it inside the trains. Oh, yes. Good point. I forgot about that. Oh, is the train smashing tier 2? Maybe it is. But in general, the sort of the concepts are very much the same as they are in oh, I could just use rocket fuel actually. I must have some of that. Yeah, I've got a load of rocket fuel. Let's stop trying to mine coal by hand. That's a silly idea. I'm past that stage of the game. Did I get any? No, I didn't. I stopped before I did. Ouch. Smack into the side of the spaceship. So I can take the rocket fuels I have loads of and put one in there. Boop. Boop. And one in there. Oh, it's already full of coal. Oh, that's why there was a massive quantity of coal in the in the blueprint. Right. So, you are to go to core pickup. You are to also go to core pickup until you're full. Nice, this seems to be filling up as expected. Now it's time to pull up the roboports. Like so. Let's stop powering this off the spaceship now. Yeah, I think the train smashing one is probably the hardest part of material science, because suddenly you have to deal with a lot more than you're used to. But once you've got a system that can deal with that, then you're golden for forever for absolutely everything. I'd forgotten that was a tier 2, actually. I thought that was a tier 3 for material science, but I'm happy to take your word for it. I'm not going to argue because I'm certainly not sure. Now, I don't know. I was going to say I'm thinking here I should replace these productivity module ones with speed modules, but no, it's these that are the slow factor here. We're using up the core fragments as fast as they're coming out. So there's nothing I can do here to make this go faster. It just is. You can't use you can't beacon the core mining drills. They just don't understand the concept of a beacon. So no point. So that is getting as much out as I can. I could put more drills down and it would come out very slightly faster, but it's a massively what's the word? A massively the more you put down, the less stuff you get out per drill. So you don't. So it's not worth putting more in there. I'll just let this run and let the train fill up, and it's got a reasonable amount in it already, so it's not doing too badly, I don't think. There is going to be a lot more copper in this than anything else, though. I think what I might do. Oh, I need to reprogram the spaceship, because the spaceship is going to try to go to goodness knows where. It's going to try to fly out to Myokin probably. Yeah. So where am I? I know I'm on Girofen, but I can't put that into the text box. Girofen is moon number 520. So that's Norvis. I want you to go to moon 520. Yes. When you land at a number 9. Yep, that's fine. Then fly to Norvis. Oh. 511. Have I just changed the wrong one? I think I have. Crap. Yeah, that should be planet 510. Let me check this. So, this is looking for 3 things. So we're saying when you've got 20,000 core fragments and you're on 1100, which needs to be changed to whatever it was I was just saying, and yeah, so when you've got those and 2 trains, then lift off and go to Norvis. Okay, fine. So it's this one that needs to be changed. This needs to be no. This needs to be changed. So it's not planet 11, whatever that is. It's moon 520. Moon 520. And if you're on 520, yada yada yada. Okay, that should be correct. I don't know if that 20,000 is going to be correct. Is going to be right though. Given that there's quite a lot of other stuff coming out of here. Now we've run out of power now, presumably because it's night time. Yeah, night time. Or dusk at least anyway. So but I think I didn't have enough power beforehand either. So once the sun comes back up, actually, we'll spend some time while the sun's down, putting some more of these down. Oh, and I don't have any more of these. Have they gone in here? Yes, I've got 12 of them left. That's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to get rid of some mining drills, I think, in order to make the thing run at the right speed. So if I pick up that and that, then I get up to 50% effectiveness out of each of the remaining mining drills. And I reduce the amount of power used by a lot. So these are going to start running a bit better. Night appears to be very, very long on Girofen. So I need to wait for that to get back up. Come back up again. I hadn't really looked. I just sort of gone, meh. It's going to run 50% of the time and not run 50% of the time, so it sort of doesn't matter. Day-night cycle is 16 and a half minutes, or 16 minutes 50 seconds, 16 and a half minutes, I don't know which, one or the other. What's normal? Okay, so it has really long days, so I was right when I went, hey, this day seems to be really long. But I think I was sort of resigned to that being the case. It's just gonna have a 50% duty cycle. It'll run during the day. It won't run during the night. C'est la vie. Now I could pull up a load of these pulverizers because I don't need anything like as many as I've got. But they're already. Oh, they are using quite a lot of power. Let's do this. Oh, they're using a lot of power because they're not getting the signals from the module machine there, beacon there, right? Okay, I think I'm going to wait until dawn and then have another look at this system and see how well it seems to be running. Dawn is going to be a good few minutes off though, unfortunately. So, anything else to think about? Well, there's deep space science. I could look at that again and go, if I can remember what it needs. There we go, catalogs. So we need, yeah. So in order to make the catalogs, we need cryonite, nanodata, which is nanomaterials. This isn't going to be too bad. I've started making nanomaterial. I know how to make particle stream. I know how to make data cards. So that's going to be okay. Naquium, and again, this is going to be expensive in naquium, but the rest of it not too bad. This one, naquium, small quantities. That's okay. Smaller quantity. This one I'm already shipping back, but probably not unloading yet because that goes to. I don't think I actually put in the infrastructure to take that back out again here because that needs to. Yeah, I need another unloading point that takes down to a station. So that's a to do fairly soon. I wonder if my donut has reached a safe haven yet? Nope, it's still sort of drifting slowly through space at a whole 0.37 and is an hour and a half away. Okay, that's going to take a while. But other than that, deep space science doesn't look too bad. All of that, and then from it you can make. Oh yeah, oh blimey, that's expensive. Then we need naquium plates, significant data. We need to get advanced neural gel over to the science area somehow. I mean, I am making that as part of the biological sciences, so it's doable. But oh, and we make broken data cards as well. That's unhelpful because I'm not dealing with those at the moment from there. I don't think. Yeah, so that's doable. And then deep space science just goes straight into the science machines, of course. So, okay, I don't feel too daunted by that, actually. I think that this all feels quite manageable. Oh, and things are starting to run again. It must be dawn. But I think we're still going to be a bit short of power. At a peak, we're making 73 megawatts. And these want to use 50 megawatts each. I've added a little bit more in since, so maybe we'll be making 100 megawatts. We might have just enough power to run 2 of these miners. I may be going to be coming back here with a with a beam catcher and all the associated stuff because this just isn't good enough. How much did we make in that time? We made an eighth of a train, basically. Okay. Yeah, this is going to need some improvement. Well, oh, you know, I've just realised this spaceship isn't going to be able to take off. It's not got any fuel because I built it here in situ, thinking, oh yeah, this will be a good way to do it. Turns out, no, not such a good way to do it. So I think the best thing to do is probably going to be to tear this spaceship up, go back to Norvis orbit and rebuild it there. Let's do that. Let's not take the bits of railway that I need. Let's pull all of that up. This feels a little bit silly, but I think it's going to be easier to rebuild it in Norvis orbit than to try and get fuel out to it here. So we'll do that. Then I need to pick up all of this, of course, as well. On the plus side, this gets round the problem that was sort of occurring to me, where I was going to say, oh, there aren't actually quite enough trains here, because there's supposed to be 2 on the planet and 2 that come with the ship, so I hadn't left enough. But I did have the parts to build more trains, so I could have got round that. But actually, this is probably better. Okay. Never mind. Right, let's get out of here. Oh no, wait a minute. Right, so actually, let's have a look at the power again. Yeah, so we need 253 megawatts for this to be happy. We're producing about 70, and it is now full on daytime. I could put down the solar panels I just ripped up from taking apart the spaceship, but there's only like 10 of them or so. I can't 9 of them, so it's not going to make much difference. No, I need power to come in a different way. Sadly, there is no water here, but I think there might still be, if I look on Frost, there might still be a delivery cannon over here that's no longer firing anywhere. That's the cryonite one. There we go, there's a nice delivery cannon. It's firing in theory, firing at Norvis, but I'm not using that anymore. So I could have this fire at Gerofen. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So let's put that down. Ice and beam to Gerofen. Ice and beam to Gerofen. Okay, I think that's probably a good point to more or less end the stream. So I'll hop back in the ship and fly back to Norvis orbit and maybe make a spaceship, but mostly consider this to be finished. So, yes, this has been Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. Thank you for watching. If you're don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, whatever, depending on where you are. If you're watching on YouTube, it's a subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, it's a follow, because you can't subscribe yet because I've only just passed 50 subscribers and haven't turned all that sort of stuff, fun stuff on yet. But I would love to see a load more followers in there. What else is there to say? Yes, so this has been Factorio Space Exploration. I do a stream of this every Tuesday evening, from about 7:30 until I decide it's bedtime. Thursday we're going to be starting a Minecraft Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles run, which is a mod pack for Minecraft, which is going to add in a load of stuff that makes it a bit more sort of Factorio-y. So instead of just going out and building castles in the sky or whatever it is you do in vanilla Minecraft, we're also going to be building up sort of industrial stuff and chains of things that take in inputs, have outputs, and so on. Bit more like Factorio. So that should be good fun. Please do come along to watch that. Friday there'll be a Factorio space exploration video going up that's going to be talking about what I've been up to today mostly, and going, oh my god, my ship is still stranded out in it's on the far edges of the solar system. At the weekend, I think there's no Saturday video this week, but on Sunday there'll be a GTA Manhunt video coming out. I've dropped those down to 1 a week with the hope that'll mean I'll be able to make them slightly higher quality, using sort of better runs when I've done a bit better and things haven't gone quite so badly for me. And a bit more interesting, a bit more engaging, and also be able to put a little bit more time and effort into processing them. And I may well start doing Minecraft summary videos as well. We'll see how that goes. So there's lots to see on the channel. Definitely worth subscribing so that you don't miss out on any of it. And I hope to see you next week. And as I ever, if you could watch, as I was said a couple of times already, I'm trying to grow my Twitch channel a bit at the moment because the YouTube's doing pretty well. But I'd still like subscribers on there, of course. But if you could follow me on Twitch and watch on Twitch as well, then having those numbers being boosted would be absolutely fantastic. So, as I said, thank you for watching. I hope we'll see you on Thursday for the next stream. And bye bye. Oh, actually, I'll answer this one question first. When will I update the version? I keep meaning to, and I keep thinking I really should do that, and then I go, oh, it's going to break all kinds of things. I'm not sure if I want to, and then I just end up not. So I will at some point probably upgrade the version of space exploration I'm running, but we shall see. We shall see. So, right. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.